I forgot to turn my gas on and I was doing a backflip. You never knew who might show up in the pro class.
I mean, it would have been a perfect pass, but...
Yeah, allegedly it would have been a perfect
yeah, it would have. Like,
We do what we do.
Yeah.
Quad God, Chase Snap.
pit racing, pit golfing.
Pit racing.
Pit racing, boy.
Shit, move. Presented by SSI Decals, this is the Pit Racing Podcast coming at you right now. What's up, y'all? Episode 23 of the Pit Racing Podcast. We're joined by Mason Banfield this evening. In for another good one. Two-time returning guest to the show.
Let's go, baby.
Want to thank our sponsors real quick. Some of our new sponsors, Up Top Roofing and Restoration. We got a freshly polished up commercial we're going to roll for you here in just a little bit for the boys down at Up Top. Got one coming for Winkler Door Company, too. Good Lord. Somebody just weeded down the...
Right next to the ambulance.
Yeah. Winkler Door Company. Also now a new sponsor of the Pit Racing Podcast and Pit Racing Program. Appreciate them, boys. Don't have the commercial for them lined up just yet, but you will hear that on the next episode 24. So welcome back, Mason.
Thank you. I'm super stoked to be here. You know, I've been asking Chase, and you guys have been bugging you guys. Well, let me get in here. Let me get on the mic. I've been doing bullshitting enough at my little podcast that I have, so...
Hell yeah. Yeah, you need to get some of those
stoked.
released out into the world.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to show y'all something
For sure.
real quick on this video. So for those of you that are listening to the show, we've got an old video from Cooperland pulled up here. It's just a random video on YouTube. It's the 25 C and D class. And this guy's filming from the very top of the facility up by the scoring tower, for those of you that remember Cooperland. Gotta find the spot.
What year is this?
That's James Stewart on a Honda.
This is right around 08, I think.
Looks like JT Worldwide.
Look at that. Look at the background there.
Oh,
That's
yeah, there's the OU trailer.
Yep. That's Supernau's rig. It's two Hondas. There's Gramps' truck right there.
You can
To the
see
right.
him smoking.
Yeah. And I think that's the heap sitting right there under the tent. It might be Christian. I'm not sure.
So that was 2009.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, because of the Hondas. Yep. And then we're back there, too. I can't remember what part of the straight we're parked on. Let me go back here just a minute.
God, this makes me miss that track so
Oh,
bad.
my God, dude. You have no idea. It's crazy.
You hear Chico barking?
Oh, you're trying to find your rig?
Yeah. I spotted it, like, so
You're probably
clearly.
right next to Cole.
Well, I thought that, but then I remember watching this and we weren't. But I spotted Sean's truck like so clearly when I watched this last time.
Do you see JB's truck? You see
Was
his
it
Southern
Barry's
Comfort?
rig?
Yeah, you see this Southern Comfort? Yep. Or this? Yeah, that's what those was
In the Duramax.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't see it that time, but we're back there on that back fence somewhere too. But it's just crazy. It's so much nostalgia
He
watching
still
this
got
stuff.
that thing.
Yeah.
So you pulled this up to show us
JT James
JT
Stewart.
starts that he's not full of shit.
Yeah, actually,
He did hole shot this by
Yeah.
like a mile.
old JT Worldwide.
Yeah,
He's on the number
restart.
7 here. We'll restart it.
He's on the 09 450.
Yeah, look at him.
Oh, Duncan.
Rips the whole shot up the hill.
Yeah, at least 4 bikes.
That's so funny to watch knowing Jeremy now. Just imagining him shredding.
Just screaming in his helmet. Yeah.
And then we were kind of in the middle of the intro on this, but watch this dude right here. Just,
yeah.
ends his life on that old downhill jump. Squirrel, God bless, dude. Like, what happened there?
You got to tell the viewers what we're watching. Like,
Yeah,
where they can look this
I
up.
know. Well, so go to YouTube. The video is Cooperland space 25cd.mp4.
slash guy eating fucking
That's
shit.
horse dick.mpeg kind of shit. But Miss March reference for those of you who are wondering. But yeah, this dude, like, so back in the day, if you never went to Cooperland, so the whole track was up on a big hill, like half the track was up on the hill, and then half the track you were down below the hill, down in like a big ravine. Everyone called it the canyon. It's not quite the canyon that Raynard's always had, or Sooner State, but it was a big canyon section where you went way down and all the jumps came up out of it. And you'd go up the hill, make a right-hand turn around an off-camber, and then kind of circle your way around the hill. And then there was this big triple down the hill. Most people just doubled it, but this guy comes around, and I don't know what happens, but you're watching Jeremy, and then all of a sudden this dude comes through straight endo status. He kind of downsided that, so he probably got out of it pretty clean.
I know what happened. He was on a 08 KTM probably.
Oh, I think it is.
It is.
It looks like a
It's
KTM.
an old KTM.
I'm surprised it didn't break in half.
He went wing ting bog bog.
Look, there's the old step up. God, that track was
When you
so
had that
awesome.
pause, Austin, go back there a little bit where you can see the freestyle ramp.
People are like, please
Go back here.
Let's go. Oh my God, go back. Was that Jeremiah?
No, it wasn't
No,
Jeremy.
right here,
Oh, wait, my bad. There you
right
go.
there.
Yeah.
Super
There's
kicker.
a few stories in that picture.
Yeah, those are NC-17, not appropriate for this for this podcast. That's for damn sure.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was talking about your leg getting filleted open.
Oh,
I was talking about
I thought-
backflip and the super kicker.
well, my mind was in the gutter, I guess. Anyway,
You're thinking,
yeah. So
I think that's the wrong freestyle landing.
so actually, if you look in the background, you see the guy on the pit bike track in the blue hoodie.
Yeah.
Right next to that cedar tree that's behind him, that's where I was laying when I cut my leg open. Right up there on that little ledge, whatever that is. Yeah,
That's
and that's exactly what
It's not good.
That's exactly what the pit bike track looked like when I did that too.
where did the helicopter land?
The helicopter landed.
field?
Let me see.
I'm just admiring the dude. Oh, we missed it.
We'll go
The
back.
back was just like huck down. He was ready to
Trying to
go.
find it. So it don't really show
That's
it, but
Tedesco.
oh, so this field back here
Yeah, where they used to have that
where they had that,
arena cross or supercross
Yeah.
track they built.
it was like right in front of the arena cross track. There's a big field back there. And do you remember someone like attempted a world record jump or something back there? Yeah. It was back in that area. That's where the helicopter landed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
and
was who was the midget that everyone loved? That he was always about dirt bikes.
Mini Mike?
Mini Mike.
Mini Mike,
They
yeah.
jumped like a 200-foot
Yeah, he
jump
was
with
on
Mini
the
Mike
bike.
Yeah.
on the front right there.
Yeah, and then I think it was Johnny Knoxville
Wee man. Yeah, he split his asshole open there.
tried to do a backflip and the bike landed right on him.
Mm. I remember that actually. Yeah.
Butthole. Sorry.
We gave up
I thought it
the.
was his sack.
I remember the first time you.
Anything near that area for all men, you know.
I remember the first time you came in here. We were trying to like put a damper on cuss words.
Yeah.
we blew that door wide the fuck open.
Yeah, and I've listened to them, and you guys
Austin
just
definitely did.
you
Yeah.
guys just did it. I'm like, so I didn't feel bad. I felt bad the first time, and I'm like, now you guys, especially Cole, about 2.5
It's
hours
just-
deep. He's like, well, bleep, 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 bleep.
It's just it's not who we are. It's not how we talk, and it just wasn't gonna work long
No,
term.
no,
And moto people don't give a fuck anyway. So
100%. They don't, I'm assuming even if their 12-year-old, 13-year-old kid is listening, they know what fuck
Their dad
and all-
talks like
yeah,
that anyway.
Exactly.
you were going fucking slow.
You got Andy Wood out here. He's like,
Andy Wood. I love Andy.
oh, Andy's a great guy.
We're in this group message with him and some of the other guys. Like, whoa, God, did you see that?
Swap City.
Mark Blackwell and some other dudes, and Mark gave everybody in the group a nickname, and Andy's nickname is Intense.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's fucking perfect.
Andy's nickname should be pre-workout. It just looks like it looks like he just got 2 things of pre-workout at all times, just ready to rock.
Mason, did you ever ride here when the track went the other direction?
When I was little, but no, not that I can like remember. No,
Yeah.
not that I can remember. I've rode it that way when I was young, but
So what's crazy is the hill doesn't look nearly as big here as I remember it being. But when it
Wait,
went the
yeah.
other way and you made the left-hand turn and went down where they're coming up right now, the breakers at the bottom of that would get so fucking gnarly.
actually, when you say that, I think I did because I broke my elbow. You see the roller and the double? I broke my elbow.
I know.
right
I was
after
there.
that.
You
So-
were. It was going this way when you did that.
Yeah,
though.
so yeah, that's the only time I've rode it on
A big bike?
Big bike, yeah.
When I first went, it was going opposite direction. So you do the start and take a left.
Take a left.
Yeah.
I think that was 04 when I first went.
Yeah. And I don't know how it was with the quads, but did you get big breakers at the bottom there when you were on quads?
Going into that second corner?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, not like dirt bikes, but it was rough coming into it.
I remember watching, I think it was Colt. He would come down that hill, and when he'd get into the real big breakers, I think he was on 60s maybe, he was like jumping through them, like doubling the breakers. Yeah.
There's a badass video on YouTube. You can look up Cooperland MX, and it's got Chase Marquier, Colt, Corey Green on a Honda.
Taryn's on there too, isn't he?
Yeah, right here, the top one.
Right there. I think Taryn's on there. Oh God, look at this 1080 potato thing
Dylan
we got
Ray's
going on here.
Ripping the big. You want to talk about Jeremy having a whole shot? Watch Dylan Ray. Just,
check this out.
I didn't realize.
I'm pretty sure it's Dylan. Either that or Chase Marquez.
Oh my God!
It could be Chase. Chase just ripping.
Hold on. Is that Mr. Plum himself right there?
That's Plumber.
Is that really?
I think that's Marshall. Yeah.
Where's the Dunlop hat?
So so y'all know what we're watching here. The video is called Oklahoma State Motocross Championships at Cooperland.
Yeah, I know it's Chase Marquier.
That's got to be Marshall.
It's Chase Marquier that rips his whole shot right here, and he literally just looks over and he's like, "What's up, bitches?"
God, the quality on this video is
Y'all need
so
to get
bad.
him on here. He's one of my good buddies.
Yeah, it would be cool.
I'll
Who are you talking about?
Chase.
Marquier.
Yeah, I'll give
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Yeah.
He had a good ride going last week, and
Look,
whole shot
there's
of the LCQ.
fist fight rights on here. There's Faulkner right there.
Yeah,
There's
214.
Dylan Ray. There he is. Let's go.
Wow.
Dylan. He let off.
That
Way early.
that looks like my
He
brother's
didn't let
class.
off when he hit my
Because
finger.
my brother and Faulkner used to race each other when they were on 50s. I got this picture of my brother and Faulkner battling on 50s at Cooperland. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's Faulkner. I mean,
Is that Mark White? Is it? I can't see, the video quality's so bad.
yeah. I mean, this is 2004, maybe 2003. I loved how those 50s back in the day. You never see them now, but all those 50s had huge jacked up bars.
Yeah, they did.
Like you can tell Faulkner's tiny here, but like if you look at Colt, like look at these.
Yeah, that's Colt coming down there,
I
isn't
think
it?
that's Colt or Marquier.
I couldn't tell.
But you can see their bars are just look at them. They're just
Yeah,
all
and
jacked
ape hangers.
up. Yeah. Which is terrible. That's why we ate shit all the time. Just head swap syndrome.
59, that's Dale. That's
Here, look at Marquier just whole shotting. That's so good.
God, I wish that
I wish
video
I could
quality
have
was
got to
better.
ride 50s.
That's so bad. I can't even.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Mini bikes.
There's
Can't even
Corey
really see it.
Green and all these. Yeah. There's some good stuff on there.
I
Flagger
was too busy
Steve.
getting quad-tarded.
Yeah, there's really not a lot of good footage from back
So,
in them days, unfortunately.
So Mason just kind of hinted at it. He said Dylan didn't let off.
Should we get into it?
Yeah. What's
wanna
up with
get into
that
it?
nub over there?
Well, I'm Nub Junior.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, we got a lot of shit that's happened with you since the last time you came in here.
Yeah. So it was raining. This was late November. It rained like for a week straight, and we were all wanting to get together and go ride. And I think I invited Chase, but he had something to do.
Kids.
Yeah, kids. And we went down to Keystone Dam, and we were making tracks all day. And here's what tells you how much I was riding, because my wheel bearing was bad on my bike. So I was literally had a backpack full of beers. You know, it's like 7 of us, and we'd go for like 3 hours, and we'd drink a beer, and then go for another 3 hours, drink 1 beer, whatever. Like,
How hot and sloshy were those beers by the time you got
dude, so I'm telling you, I wasn't riding fast because I'm not trying to get those things fizzy.
Oh.
So I was, no, I'm not lying. I was like, when we went so far back when this happened that I've been to Keystone Dam 30, 40 times in my life, you know, and we always make tracks like locally around there, but I can't remember who it was. Whatever. Dylan knew where to go, and so we went another 2.5 miles back, and I'm like, okay, this is cool, but they're 10 minutes ahead of me because I'm not getting these beers all sloshy, baby. So they start riding. Long story short, we were riding for all day, and we got like a pretty good turn track. And you know, when you go there, you ride it one way and you ride it the other. You ride it one way, so all the ruts get good. Have you ever been down there?
Long time ago.
I mean, but
we used to go there a lot when I was young.
Any track you make, regardless if it's a circle track,
you end up riding it backwards.
You end up riding it backwards. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, we're bullshitting. 0 beers have been drank for like 2 hours at this rate. So there's like alcohol is not involved in this. And we were like, let's ride it this way. And 4 of us took off this way. And Dylan and Colin, I guess, took off the other way. And that was the only time all day I'd been in like the front of the pack. Because the track, the circle track was so cool. Or it was like more, not a circle track. I mean, just a corner track.
Mm-hmm.
And he come down about 3rd gear wide open on a 450, and I come about 3rd, 4th gear wide open on a 250, and we saw each other, and there's nothing we could do. We locked it up, and that's the last thing I remember is basically seeing his back wheel lift up and me just brace for impact. We hit, and I thought I went over the bars, so I guess I got like semi-knocked out. But I went backwards. That's how hard we hit each other. Split my Oakley goggles in half. The air brakes. So that happened. I get up and I'm
You got a bad reputation of getting hit in the fucking head.
I know. What the hell?
Every time you end up in a big wreck, you get knocked out.
Exactly. And and that's the thing is, I'm like, ugh. So I get up and Shell is right behind me. Shell, I can't remember. Cody Wilson was behind me, and someone else. But I guess I went to get up, and my finger was hanging off. So I'm like, oh, this is definitely not good. So I'm looking at my finger, and everyone just like their bikes, like everyone stalls their bikes.
Silence.
It's just silence. And I'm like, someone fucking do something. So I get on the back of Cody's bike. And we start going, and the sand is 2.5 feet deep sand. Like, I mean,
yeah,
you can't,
it's
like,
nasty, thick shit.
Even riding by yourself, like slow, is gnarly.
It's
like it's
dry river sand. Yeah.
So we get going, and we make it about a mile, and I'm like, and I'm about to puke out of my helmet. I'm holding my finger in my hand. My wrist is completely shattered, and I'm like, dude, this ain't gonna happen. Like, we're gonna eat shit. Because we're trying to get through it. And I look up and I see a UTV. I'm like, go track them down. Tell them I'm holding my finger in my hand.
Need a ride.
Yeah, and they come hauling ass and they pick me up. We're going through, like I said, we're so far back. I mean, it took us 20 minutes to get there on dirt bikes, like hauling ass through these water puddles, just, ripping. So they get me in the UTV, and I'm kind of, the adrenaline's semi wearing off at this point.
Yeah,
so I'm
starting to hurt.
I'm starting to get a little pain. And homie in the driver's seat's like, I don't think he's ever seen anything like this in his life. He's whom,
wide open.
Water. And every time he'd hit this water hole, my nub would shoot blood onto his thing. And his wife was an ER nurse, and she's like, slow the fuck down. And I'm like, yo, dude, what's going on? And so his whole thing was full of blood. We get there, we get to not where my truck was. So where he even took me took us 20 minutes, and my truck was another 15 minutes by UTV away. But Shell had already hauled ass all the way there, loaded his bike, and you just hear Shell coming down the hill. You see his YZ250 just. So he loaded me up, and then we went to the hospital.
What'd you do? Leave your bike out there? Somebody else got it.
So I looked at him. I'm like, well, obviously y'all are good people. So there's a brand new bike out there. If you don't mind picking it up. They got my number. They picked it up. They brought it to Dylan. Either that, or I think Dylan met him.
They gave him a ride back there to get it or something.
Something like that. And we went to the hospital, and he gets up to the office, or the office, and he's like, oh, my buddy's finger's hanging off. She's like, yeah, no. And I just lift my finger up. She's like, holy shit. So I get rushed back, and then I was awake when they chopped my finger off. And
I wish they would have rushed me back. They had no sympathy for me.
I guess you should have had the other half hanging off.
It took until my mom came in there screaming at him to get me back there.
We went to OSU Medical, and it was, like the guy that did it was an apprentice. Like, it wasn't. That's what OSU Medical is. It's not John fucking Hopkins,
Got rookies, not professionals.
Yeah. And we get back there, but I was awake during the whole process of them. Like, they get me back there, and once I got back there, it was like the whole hospital staff was in the room. So I was.
Well, it looks pretty good for.
I was
going to tell you, it looks good. I mean, I know that's
fucking better.
I know that's an oxymoron, but for what it is.
Hey, I get compliments on my nub.
That needs to go in the intro right there.
I get
compliments on my nub.
That nub senior over here, and nub junior over there.
But we come pulling out when she'll pick me up. He's going 80 up the, how to get down to Keystone
Dam. Yeah, it's a curvy road.
Yeah, he's going, and he pulls out, and his bike almost comes out of the truck. And he looks at me, I'm like, get your fucking bike. I'm like, we got to get to the hospital. He's like, oh, I feel bad, man. And
so he hops out and
straps his bike, and as he's doing, he sets his cruise on 100. And he's ripping his boots off and throwing them in the back because he's got his boots on. I can't fucking drive with these things. It was a nightmare.
That's awesome. Because I still, mine was 13 years ago. I still have vivid memories of going to the hospital. Mm-hmm. My brother driving me. So it was the same thing for you.
Yeah, but I guess my
and it was almost the same place. It was at Ben Wood's house.
Within
so
2.5 miles. Yeah. No, I guess maybe my adrenaline was pumping so much, but his truck was almost redlining. He was.
Yeah, but we did the same thing. We kept hitting the speed limiter. He was on
Shell's such a good driver. He just had us, and he's going in the far just lane. There's no lane, I guess where you pull off. He just no. The rev limiter just.
Oh, I can remember it clear as day.
And then they gave me one of the worst parts is just hearing your bone just that was it. The best way I can describe is freeze a carrot for a year and then
crunch it.
Yeah.
See, that's weird.
Strap up.
Mine, I was asleep when they when they amputated mine because obviously there was kind of like yours. It was hanging. And then they cut the rest off. But by the time they got me at that point, mine was black. Did yours change colors at all?
See, and that's what I was. Maybe that's what was weird for me is because I was thinking of you the whole time. I'm like, I'm gonna be a nub, dude.
Damn it, I don't want to be like that.
Fuck, God, this is happening. And I thought of not only your nub, your back. I thought of all the injuries my buddies have, your leg. I thought all these things. I'm like, holy shit, this is happening to me. And this sucks ass. It hurts. It's not fun. The whole process isn't just shitty. And, it was in it. For me, mine never turned colors though. And I don't know why, but it just guess it had blood flow.
Well, that's good.
Tom was there. She knew the whole, I called her. I called Tom. Because she told me specifically, she said, be safe and call me.
No, I said, don't do anything stupid.
Okay. Don't do anything stupid. I called her, didn't do anything stupid, called her. This was 1:30, and then about 3 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
What did you tell her? You did something stupid?
No, he called halfway through just to check in and was like, hey,
okay.
Everything's good. I'm like, all right, thanks for checking in. Next call
was
my finger's hanging off.
I chopped my fucking finger off. She goes, I was like, Tom, I chopped my finger off.
I was like, I don't remember. I was like, you're shitting me. He's like, no, I'm being for real. I gotta go. And I was like, okay, what hospital are you going to? He's like, I'll let you know, whatever. I'm about to go in shock. And I was like, okay, hang up. And I'm just like, I start screaming. My mom's like, should I drive you to the hospital? I'm like, yeah.
Tom gets in. Yeah, they wouldn't really let anyone back there either, and it was Shell was back there, and they're trying to like, they don't even know how to take off your boots and stuff. I'm like, take off my boots, take off my knee braces. I don't want them cutting off any of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like, I'm never riding again. Tell him not to cut my knee braces off.
So he's already telling lies.
Yeah. Immediately, I'm like, like, how could I grip a dirt bike with one finger?
You don't really need a pinky.
Yeah, no.
And then they proceed to cut the pit racing hoodie off.
That really pissed me off. But
Bro,
you know what?
did you get to keep it?
Yeah.
Fucking hang that shit on the wall.
No.
Or hang it in the pit racing studio.
I thought about
that would
it.
be good memorabilia.
Yeah,
It was literally, it looked like fucking Freddy Krueger got a hold of it.
that's fine. As long as you can still see a little bit of the white logo.
No, I already threw it away because it was literally.
You fucking bitch.
No, I wanted to keep it. Like, you know me. I'm like, I'm going to give it to them. And like, what is this? They're going to look at this and going to fucking use it for a fire starter at this rate. Because it literally, they cut up the middle. Like,
I was down in the dumps, Mason, talking there.
I mean, just, no,
Down
but
the
there was,
sleeves,
it was terrible.
fuck dirt bikes, fuck pit racing.
No, I kept the jersey, though, like the back of the jersey. Like, even the jersey, like, we were trying to, like, fold it, and it was just cut in so many places. You're like, we're just going to cut the name and number out at this rate.
Then didn't you say you had a shirt on, too, that was one of your favorites?
The Moto Playground. Moto Playground, if you're listening, I need about 6 or 9 shirts.
Yeah, when I did my leg, they cut everything off except my shoes, which was interesting. I figured that would have been the first thing they tried to cut, right, with a leg injury, but they didn't cut the shoes off. They got those off normally, but then they cut everything else off.
Yeah, it was just a complete nightmare. And then, like, the way the medical field is now, or like what everything, they won't give you like pain medicine. It's the craziest thing you'd think.
Like at all?
I think they're just gotten a lot stricter on.
The like insane. Like what I did, you know.
You think on an injury like this, they wouldn't question it.
You're saying after the fact, like they wouldn't give you a prescription? Or they wouldn't give you anything at the hospital?
They'll give you 2 prescriptions, which is like, I don't know, like 2 weeks worth.
2 refills?
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is fucking nothing.
No refills. He got one before he got his finger cut off and one after he got his finger cut off. That was it.
And they gave you 2 weeks worth of like Lortab or something?
Yeah, whatever it was, it
Like
doesn't matter.
Percocet,
You know,
something, yeah.
I mean, yeah, like it was like Oxy. Like one was Oxy and the other one was, but you know, I wasn't taking it to get high. I was taking it to, obviously, to get rid of the pain, but
Yeah.
they don't give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, they really don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They're like, they think I'm like,
The druggies have fucked it up for people that actually need it.
100%. And that
Yeah.
was what was so frustrating. And they didn't tell me that I was only getting 2 scripts. So it was like, I didn't sleep for probably 4 days.
And I think that's the biggest thing when you have a huge injury like that that's really painful is your body needs the rest. And if you're in serious pain the whole time, you don't get that rest.
Yeah. And maybe if they would have, I don't know, I'm not a fucking doctor, but maybe if they would have done like a little bit more, you know, like even when I came in, like after the whole deal, you know, like I got a screw. So like my pinky's cut off from like your second knuckle. And then I have a screw from basically your bottom knuckle to like your middle one, I would assume.
Is that going to come out eventually?
No. It was
So that finger's going to stay in that bent position always?
Yeah. It was in like
Interesting.
100 places, dude. I mean, the whole finger, if you look at the x-ray, it was
Shattered.
so bad that they were worried about the screw actually holding in there because it had nothing to really screw into. That's what they had to screw it into the knuckle on top of that.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then we did the scaphoid. Scaphoid was destroyed. So they put a screw in there, and then I broke every one of my other fingers. So like all these were broke.
Those look pretty good though.
Yeah, this one, like your ring finger, my ring finger on my right side is what's really kind of hold me back on like the grip, because like when you grip anything, like, you know, you grip this, but like how do you grip your phone? You grip
Your
it.
outside fingers.
You grip it with your pinky. You know, like even like a dirt bike throttle, like what's your main grip? it's obviously not here because you use your brake. Like it's all based towards your pinky.
The outside of your hand.
Yeah, because it's like smaller with more leverage. So
yeah.
but it was a nightmare, man. Like the first 3 or 4 days, holy shit! It felt like someone had a blowtorch on my finger. Is that how yours felt?
Honestly, I can't. I think you asked me this when we came by that day, but I don't remember it that well.
That vividly.
I just remember it being painful. But
I think we but yours was a smash. Like this clean cut. There's nothing that won't feel great. Obviously, when you chop a limb off, but like the clean cuts, I feel are better. Like mine was a smash. Like the front brake lever smashed mine off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the front breaker. We hit so hard that the lever actually smashed it off.
Like it pinched it off.
Yeah. So I think that was like what made it a little worse. But for me, it was like dry ice and a blowtorch. That's kind of what it felt. I was like, But my wrist, I wasn't ever worried about. Now my wrist is what hurts. Now I can't.
It's just tight.
I can just. It feels like you have like a.
hey, it's already looking better than Chapman, so that's a positive.
Yeah, but Chapman's ain't hard to look better than.
That was something I asked. I was like, is your wrist gonna look like his? He was like, God, I hope not.
No, Chapman's is probably about the worst you can get.
Yeah, no. Chap Daddy, his looks like Alex Ray's. Have you ever seen Alex Ray's wrist? Woof.
That's still racing Supercross?
Yes.
I've never seen it.
Dude, it's gnarly. He's got 3 or 4 scars that go up here. I mean, it's bad. And then Colin, actually, just not funny, but as crazy as it is, have you seen what he just did to his arm?
No, I thought I saw him at Amp the other day with Dylan in a sling.
Colin
Sheridan?
Bro.
I don't think
What'd
I
he
know
do?
Colin Sheridan.
You want me to show you a picture of it?
Yeah.
can
So
see
I
the
thought I
bullshit,
saw
but-
him there. So that's him who I saw in the sling.
What did he crash at Amp on Sunday?
No, he was
No,
he was there in the sling.
Oh, he was already hurt. Yeah.
But yeah, I was cruising over to the track to ride, and I looked over where Dylan was parked, and I saw somebody in a sling, and I thought that was him.
His plate
I wasn't
that's
sure.
like the biggest plate. Here, I'll show you here in about 25 seconds.
What do you do?
I don't know. I guess he endoed or something, but that plate is so big. Like I can't imagine how he's ever gonna get any movement in it. Like, it was on his story. Son of a bitch.
So it's a plate in his wrist.
I'll have him text me. a
Maybe
picture of
it's maybe they'll take it out if it's that like what you're talking
No,
about.
no.
Like,
It hit the plates from like here.
down
here.
his forearm.
It's so bad. It's so
Dude,
bad.
their bikes are gnarly.
They're so gnarly. Like they're so gnarly. We're like, he's just fucked for life, pretty much. You know, you're like, it sucks. Now
Still need to do the injury podcast episode. Like
Yeah, we do.
we every time we get in,
We really
Seems like-
could have. I mean, if Deep was here, we could have done it
seems
tonight.
like every episode
honestly.
we talk about injuries, and I think about like we need to do that, and then
Yeah,
just never make it happen.
I know.
Good, you'd have to do like a 18-hour podcast of just injury,
Our phone's
injury
just gonna be
clauses, just
ringing
bing,
nonstop.
bing, bing, bing.
Yeah,
I
call
fucked
in
this
with
up.
your worst dirt bike injury.
That actually would probably be pretty cool to listen to. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but like he's saying, like there would have to be 3 episodes long.
I mean,
And,
The,
like,
moto,
there's-
the moto community, just the few hundred people that listen to this podcast, I mean, every single one could weigh in a couple times.
Yeah, but I mean, we have the power to regulate like what calls we answer.
Oh, true. I'm
you
just
know?
saying, like we get
just-
a lot of interest.
Yeah, we just answer as many as we possibly can, and then move on from there.
You have to change your voicemail. You've reached this. We're currently talking to another rider.
Yeah. Oh shit. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Haven't like, I know me and you have kind of told our most traumatic stories. I think I don't know if Deheep. I mean, Deheep hasn't really had any huge injuries other than
No,
his
I
femur.
remember him talking about.
He's told the femur story, hasn't he?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
he also talked about when he broke his arm at.
Yeah, and I think
those
those
qualifiers.
are his 2 big ones. I think in terms of like what he talks about when he talks about big injuries.
Yeah, because the femur, I mean, obviously that's huge, and then he had that compound fracture in his arm.
Right. Yeah.
Which I know there's a bunch of other little ones. But
Yeah. Other than that, he had his 2 collarbones.
we talked to Taryn. We talked about we've talked about quite a bit.
Yeah.
Injuries, but
Yeah. But when we talked about doing the injury pod, we're talking about going through like every injury we've ever had.
true.
Which some may not be that interesting, but
I know one of our listeners, Eli Church, that was a quad guy back in the day. Now
Yeah.
dirt bikes. He's got a long list.
yeah,
And he
does.
definitely said he wants to chime in on that one when we do it.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I've told my leg story from at least a summarized version of it. I don't know if
Yeah.
I've told it start to finish necessarily, but
I remember you talking about it.
yeah. Anyways, in the meantime, Mason's in the bathroom, but our new sponsor, Winkler Door Company, get you a little ad read from them boys real quick. No other door in your home gets as much attention as the garage door, and this vital component to your home's appeal needs to work dependably. Day after day, stand up to the harshest weather conditions and look good doing it for years to come. Your home deserves the absolute best when searching for the right garage door contractor, and Winkler Door Company has been serving the great people of Shawnee, Oklahoma for over 2 decades. They're a family-owned business with decades of serving Oklahoma. You can call them today at 405-214-9100. They're dedicated to delivering the highest level of service and strive to offer the broadest range of options for your garage door, along with expert installation and repair services. Winkler Door Company is brought to you by our good friend Glenn Long. Good guy, well-known man at the around Oklahoma motocross community. So if you're in the garage door market right now for your home, make sure you give Glenn a call. He's going to hook you up for sure. What do we got
Shout
here?
out to Glenn. He's probably the only guy plus 40 that I'm okay with getting beat by.
Oh, okay with getting beat by. I thought you meant okay with in general. I'm like, damn.
He's all right.
So,
No, when he beats me, I'm like, okay, he's pretty good. I'll let that slide. He's pretty good shape for being plus 40.
yeah. By the way, Glenn, if you're listening, we're going to get you an official commercial for the next episode, so coming soon. Damn. This is Colin Sheridan?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Shit. Sheridan,
like
does he ride a Honda?
Yeah, 85.
85? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know who
That's
that
like
is.
a 14-inch cut.
That's a big
With
fucking
staples.
incision.
Yeah. I don't know. That fucking sucks. That's what I was telling him. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with you, bub. I think it was the Suzuki. He probably ended on the
Oh, he
Suzuki.
did switch to Suzuki, didn't he?
No, I think that's just his old bike. I don't know.
I could have swore I saw something.
No, he was right. He has I think it's Lindsey Walker's old Suzuki.
Oh, okay. So he still got the Hondas, but he was. So he had that.
I don't know.
That
I didn't
2000
really
He had that
ask him.
2012 Suzuki transmission
Just
slip.
yeah, went Eric Wheezy on it. Just
What class? Does he ride Open Outlaw or something?
He rides B, I think.
B class?
B and Outlaw, probably.
okay. Yeah, he's a good rider. Yeah, Colin's good, smooth.
Yeah. Didn't he,
Fucked up somewhere along the lines, apparently.
was he, so you remember when we were,
Of course.
remember when we
Not
were
if,
at,
it's when.
when we were at OMC last summer, and we were over at Jack's Pit?
Yeah, I think he was with Brad.
Was that him over there with us?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Yeah. So I've met him. I just couldn't picture him for a second. I guess I didn't realize his first name was Colin. Yeah.
Now his dad, him and his whole family, they're great people. Like, I mean, Colin's just a sweet kid.
Yeah.
I don't know him like that great, but the time I spent with him, yeah,
Good guy.
he's a good cat.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, he's a good old boy.
So what's, have you talked to the doctors on timeline or anything like that about when they expect your hand to be back at least to, to 75,
It's
80%?
kinda- I mean, they really, from what that I've got from like the physical therapist, and I haven't talked to my surgeon, so that's different. But they were acting like it wasn't kind of a big deal,
Like it wasn't a big deal?
Yeah, they were like,
It'll sort itself out.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I can't. I was talking about going to Flying T.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, everyone's hitting golf balls, blah, blah, blah. They're like, you didn't hit any? I'm like, hell no, I can't. So, I don't know.
You can't, or you just didn't try?
No, I can't. There's no way that like my wrist,
it hurts?
my wrist nor my finger could take the impact. Like, I can barely throw a ball.
Yeah.
You know, like when you throw a ball, like the slap on your wrist, the lag, not happening. Like it sends a pain up my arm. Ooh. Ain't happening. So, but I've been getting a hammer. Like I got a hammer that I do therapy with. Like I just sit there and try to put as much tension on it as possible. Like I can.
I was gonna say it sounds like maybe a PT thing.
I don't know. I think it's a lot more messed up than what they're leading on to. Because I broke bones before. You know, I broke a lot of bones, but.
Yeah, but the wrist is probably one of the more complex structures in your body in terms of bones. You know what I mean?
Especially with that screw in there.
Yeah.
So.
Like your wrist is made up of a bunch of different parts, whereas like you break an arm, you know, you got at most 2 bones in there. And those 2 bones come back together and then it's done.
Yeah, it sucks because riding dirt bikes is cool, but I like golfing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
I think
it's a shitty deal because I was about to sell still trying to sell it. If you want to buy 2020 CRF 250.
2020 CRF 250 for sale,
it's
ladies
for
and
sale.
gentlemen.
You got it going on, but
Coming on 222, coming on 250 now.
we're gonna go get a tree 50 and a half. You know what? I sold.
Only lost half a finger on it. Not a
You
full
only
one.
lost half a finger on it. But I think that's the bike Jack broke his femur on.
Your bike?
Yeah.
Really?
At
Either that-
Minios.
Yeah.
Oh, he was riding your bike at Minios?
No, he bought it from Brassfield.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
It was, you remember a couple of years ago, Jack broke his femur at Minios.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
then
And Jackson got hurt too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they sold the Hondas. And
Yeah.
Mason bought one.
So you're saying
You
it's
got that
cursed?
juju on it.
It's fucking cursed. Don't buy it.
Juju on that beat?
you need to go back to KTM. That KTM never hurt you.
Yeah, it fucking damn near killed me.
It hurt him mentally.
Yeah, I know. That bike about took me out of
You should
motocross
just,
in general.
You still got the old 14 Honda. Just go back to that old faithful.
No. No. I rode it the other day. Or probably, well, not the other day. Probably 2 months ago. 3 months ago. Ain't happening.
Just blowed out or
Dude,
what?
it ain't fucking happening. Like, I got on the roast out 2020 that I hate, and it's just like, it's like a rocket ship compared to that thing. Like, everything's smoother, everything. Like, the 14, it just rattles like a YZ250. You're just like, no fun. It's heavy as shit. But, no, I really want to ride again. Like, I just hope I can.
Sounds like you just need to sell both Hondas and get you a freshie Suzuki.
For as much as KT, I ain't got that Crystal Pools money, son.
Shoot, the Suzuki's the cheapest one out there. Just got to get that leg warmed up.
Yeah, you gotta get that. You gotta get that spring or that the shock worked out. What is it like? What's the shock everyone hates on the Suzuki? I can't.
Showa?
No, yeah, the bottom shock, but there's some malfunction they got down there that everyone hates.
They were
The way
talking
they-
about
the way
it
they
on
adjust
Pulp right before Supercross started.
I
And-
don't know that much about the bottom shock.
They were
one.
saying it's better now than it used to be, is what Steve Mathis was saying.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
So they've
Yeah.
changed some stuff since 2013.
I think that's what I remember him saying.
Yeah,
Yes,
they put
they have made a few changes to the B&Gs since 2013.
New graphics.
The bold new graphics.
They put a fucking 8mm bolt where a 10mm bolt went. They're like, it's brand new.
Like, think about it. The 250F hasn't changed. It's the exact same bike Taco was riding in 2013.
I think wasn't it 14? I thought was it 14?
Maybe.
I think it's 14.
We
Regardless.
can exaggerate it here.
Dungy was riding a 08. Like, same thing. Same thing. It's just regardless. Like,
They ain't changed since '94.
well, that tells
Hey.
you how good Ken Roxon is.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. Like, it almost looks bad for the other manufacturers that have, like, which I know it's
I also think
a factory
he's-
bike it's not the bike you're buying off the showroom for. So,
Yeah, no, but I also think I think he's more like at peace with where he's at now than when he was with factory Honda.
yeah.
'Cause
I
if
mean,
you-
there's
if-
all kinds of things that go into it.
Yeah, I mean, well, no one will ever know the ins and outs of how all that shit actually goes down, but I listened to him talk on a couple different interviews recently, and he's just like, yeah, I'm so much more relaxed, and like I don't feel the same pressure that I did when I was at Factory Honda, and like, which I know for a long time he's been like, oh yeah, I'm just trying to have fun this year, but you only say shit like that when you're not having fun, and you're really trying hard to have
take
fun.
pressure off yourself.
Yeah,
I was listening to Gypsy Tales with his manager Steve Astafan.
Mm-hmm.
He was just talking about like what World Supercross is going to open up for like Ken, and that's why he didn't take the Honda deal. I mean, he made what, like $250 a race or some shit.
$250K. Wow,
that's a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, do you jeopardize that over a factory ride?
It's a lot of money, but you know, he's made millions in his career, and it depends on what kind of lifestyle he currently lives. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Because I always think about, I mean, it's a lot of money, but if you're living a lifestyle of someone who's made millions of dollars, it may not be that much money. It just depends. You know?
Yeah,
like
I mean,
Tomac,
I'm assuming like with what his manager was saying, he's like, Ken will be set for 3 lifetimes.
Really?
He's like, he'll be set for 3 lifetimes. So
wow.
Obviously he's made good deals. Like when he was doing his factory Honda, like when he crashed, he had, what's the big, not Rolex, there's another watch company. He had like deals with them. He had deals with the suit company. He had deals.
Tag Heuer?
He had deals with all these people, and he would have been the next big thing, and that's what Aspen was counting on, and that's what he's counting on with Cincerello. You know, it's kind of the same thing. You know, Cincerello ain't done shit, and Cincerello had big deals, and now he's what's he doing?
Yeah,
you know, it sucks for Ken. That Ken can get a 08 Suzuki, or what he went on 2000. What was his last championship? 15, where he won 14, 15 outdoors.
Yeah. I just wondered, like, this is not the exact same topic, but I just wonder, like, how many of the superstars in motocross are, like, balling out. Because they don't really post shit like that, you know? Like
Tomac is.
But is he living a baller lifestyle? Like, I know I'm not saying in terms of how much money they make. I know Tomac made fuckloads of money, especially last year.
No, they're not doing Haney shit.
But in terms of, like, his lifestyle, like, is he buying fucking Ferraris and huge houses and shit like that? You know?
Well, I don't know all those details, but I do know Tomac had a $200,000-$300,000 Porsche. Like, he's into cars, like road racing.
Yeah.
And I know he was, it's like a year ago, he was selling it. It was like over $200,000 Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
like
how many championships?
And then his motorhome. Like, I mean, those are two expensive things. But other than that, like, that's, you know, one Supercross win.
Yeah.
You know,
like,
bought that.
I just don't know how many moto dudes, even the successful ones, are, like, balling out. You know what I mean? Like,
no, he's probably looks to me like he's got some nice stuff, but he's not just.
Yeah.
He's not being an NFL player. You know,
right, and just buying fucking $1 million worth of chains and shit like that. Yeah, like
rings and all that stuff.
Which, hey, if you got the money and you want to do that, fucking cool. But that's my thing is, I think maybe because of the way the sport's set up in terms of income and stuff like that, and also a lot of moto dudes, even if you grew up as like a rich moto dude, like except for like a small minority that just have fuckloads of money, there may have been a lot of money surrounding your racing, but there may not necessarily have been a lot of money invested in everything else. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of money invested in your quad racing, but in terms of where you grew up, like, it's not a huge fucking mansion on 100 acres. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty average middle class home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And so I feel like a lot of moto kids grew up that way, even if there was a lot of money being pumped into their racing when they were younger. And I don't know, maybe they're in general, moto guys just don't ball out like other sports athletes do. But I don't know. Like, they don't ever post shit like that. Right. You know?
Yeah,
you don't ever
really
see
know.
it.
I think,
James Stewart, his compound is kind of a balling compound, but
I think that
It's a baller compound for a moto guy, though. You know what I mean? Like, I think the average person's not really going to look at that and be like, wow, that's amazing. But if you grew up around dirt bikes, you're like, wow, that's the fucking sickest thing ever.
I wonder about Villapoto because, you know, he made tons of money.
Yeah.
And
Chad Reed had a $3 million Etnies deal, bro. Like, just on shoes. Like, that's how the industry was back in them days.
I just got me a fresh pair of Ennies, by the way.
I was wearing ESs when I hurt my leg. I don't even think they make ESs anymore.
I just think it's a completely different. I don't think you can compare like professional dirt bike riders, like top of the top, to Juicy J or Wiz Khalifa. Like, I think that they're so more mainstream that they, like, for $4 million to Wiz Khalifa ain't shit, you know? Like, it literally ain't shit, you know? But $4 million to Ken Roxon when he wins, that's what he gets to win his title. So he gets like one Audi, you know? But it's like Wiz Khalifa or Juicy J or you go on the list, you know?
Who's that?
Garth fucking Brooks.
Okay,
Yeah.
now you're talking.
You know
my
what I'm saying?
language.
Like Garth Brooks, you know, like whoever it is, you know, in the mainstream, like we just don't touch that mainstream media for them to get the numbers that they actually deserve, because I think they deserve 24 million a year because they go out every day and risk their life. But it's like,
definitely.
I don't think that they ball out for that reason, because one, it's our sport isn't golf. Like we're not gonna ride like Justin Brayton. They're not gonna ride like Justin Brayton until they're 38.
Yeah.
You know that they're, look at Ken. I mean, what's he broke? I mean, he's had two of the biggest injuries you've ever seen on TV, pretty much, and he's come back from it. I just don't think that one, dirt bike riders are raised that way to like want shit like that. Maybe they want like a house and like maybe a track for their kids to ride on.
Yeah.
But I just like, I think that's why you don't see dudes like that.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was getting at, is I don't
Yeah.
think it's like, you're not really typically, even the most spoiled of kids aren't necessarily
You just
raised
want to
up
buy
that
your
way.
family a house because they put a mortgage on it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Like you're like, hey, I want to buy mom and dad a house.
Speaking of Garth Brooks, I did not know this. You know he's worth like 600 million.
You know he's the number one selling artist
I
of
know.
all time.
I know that, but like
Of
600
course.
million.
Yeah, of
bro.
course. If we didn't, you're over Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Think of that.
I'm glad you understand what that means.
Yeah,
It's like,
I'm a music guy.
But like, not that many people our age understand like what Michael Jackson was in the way that like a music person does.
But
you know?
think of all the great, like think of all the all-time artists. Like, I mean, think of Zeppelin. Think of Stapleton too. Like, I know he's young, but still one of the greatest artists of all time. I mean, Michael Jackson, Pink Floyd,
Austin Dixon.
Austin Dixon music, TikTok. You can go see him. Yeah, but I
You
mean,
go see him this Friday at the Cowboy Club.
Cowboy Club, boy. But yeah, no, Garth Brooks is. You know, you can't even get his music
Isn't that fucking bullshit?
because he's kind of a douchebag. But
Yeah. Like, I could go on a rant about Garth Brooks' music not being available.
yeah,
Bro.
he's like, well, my music's so good, but I don't know.
No, the thing is he's going to be not relevant before too long to younger people.
Our kids won't know who he is.
No, because you can't listen to his fucking music. Like, he just made an exclusive deal with Amazon Music. How many people do you know that exclusively have an Amazon Music subscription?
Not me.
I can't name a single fucking person. It's either Spotify or Apple Music.
What was that faggy name he came up with that he was trying to sell his? Remember when he came out with
A rock album?
Yeah.
Chris Lane.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what the fuck? I bet they didn't even want to put
What
that
is
on.
it? I didn't know about this.
So Garth Brooks released a rock album, and it's like pretty soft alternative rock, if I remember right. But he released it under the name Chris Lane, and he like cut his hair.
It was him, but
It was
changed
him.
his name.
Let me look it up real quick.
It looks like Tiger King, but worse.
Yeah, he like cut his hair in a different way, and oh, that's a new Chris Lane. Maybe it's not Chris Lane. Hold on, could be getting this wrong. Garth Brooks
Alter ego.
rock name. Chris Gaines. Look at this. This is fucking Garth Brooks,
Whoa.
right?
He's
He's got that.
Chris Daughtry.
What do they call that?
Fucking flavor saver bull.
They call that the early 2000s.
The beard, man.
You can still taste it the next morning. You know what that's about.
You ever seen that movie? Fucking, what's that movie called? Fuck. Just go with it.
No.
You never seen that shit?
No, I have not.
There's just, oh my God. It's not even going to be funny then, but fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I was close. I said Chris Lane. Chris Gaines.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and it
Speaking
went
of Garth Brooks,
it went like nowhere at all.
Yeah,
He's got
imagine that.
he's got a house out in Owasso, and we're supposed to be doing.
I ran track with his daughter.
When did she go to Sand Springs or something?
No,
Or
she went to
just-
Owasso, and when we'd have meets with Owasso, she was
okay.
there. Yeah, because back then they didn't have the 6A Division 1 and 2. It was just all 6A.
So you competed. You just see her.
Yeah, I was like, one of my teammates was saying they saw Garth at one of the meets, but I never saw him.
We're supposed to be doing crystal pools. We're supposed to be doing some heater replacements and some work out there, but basically you got to run it up the flagpole to
Yeah,
For old
get the
guards.
approval. You know, hey, let me slap your wallet here for about 10 grand. Get that pocket change out.
Yeah.
it's like when you drive through Moore, you can see Bob Stoops' house off in the distance, and it's
Don't
like
even get me started.
it like hangs over the fucking horizon,
Yeah,
dude. Like
don't
it's a
even
big
get me
bitch.
started. I'm gonna the whole pit racing crew is gonna hate me.
You started about what? Being a Cowboy fan, fucking loser.
No, I don't even care about football. Football. No, you got these idiots making $44 million a year, and they're just.
Yeah, you know what's funny is if you look at the highest paid state employees in Oklahoma, it's always the Oklahoma football coach and the Oklahoma State football coach. Those are the two highest paid employees in the state because they're considered state government employees. Or not government, but state employees.
That's why they're raising our taxes.
Like Venables is making tons of money. I can't even remember what his contract is. It's
I don't want to talk.
He ain't in Oklahoma no more. Oh, wait.
Venables.
Sorry. Yes. I'm wrong.
Pardon me.
My mind.
Hey, I will.
thinking-
I will
sorry.
forgive you for how poor our
I was
performance was last year,
I
and
was
just
thinking-
forgetting that OU football exists at
Yeah,
all.
I was thinking back at Lincoln Riley. That whole deal. Like, honestly.
Lincoln Riley doesn't exist. It's fake news.
Go Mud Dogs.
There we go.
Hey, Bob Boucher.
Now you're speaking
She
my
told me
language.
a booby. She called me a booby, and I liked him too.
Foosball.
H2O. That's good shit. No, my buddy, he got me into football now. So no, but
So that's what you were trying to say? You're into football now?
OU fans are the worst. That's
Oh, spoken like a true Cowboy fan. There we go. There we go.
I'm not a Cowboy fan. I couldn't tell you who the Cowboys coach is. That's how to
Bullshit.
I swear on my life.
All right.
Boone.
Boone Pickens.
I
blowing
don't know.
smoke up her
Like
ass now.
you think? No, I'm not. What's the coach's name?
Mike Gundy.
Mike
Oh,
Gundy.
yeah.
You fucking knew that.
He's been there like 12,
All right,
15
yeah.
years.
Long ass time.
He needs to go.
Oh yeah. okay.
Actually, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, he
stays
can
there.
But
stay.
I'm not that. Okay,
Let him be
but I'm-
shitty.
But I'm not that great of a football fan where I know like Mike Gundy's.
But you know the name now.
We're turning off
Yeah,
some
like,
fans
I
of the
know-
show here by
I
having
know
this
his,
discussion.
I know his little stupid haircut and everything.
He's got this easy now. I'm talking shit about the mullet, bull.
He's
Well,
hey,
he's 50
he's a man.
and he's not a TikTok rock star, baby.
Hey,
What he became a man when he was 40, right?
All I'm worried about is Victor Hovland lives at OSU, or lives in Stillwater. I mean, that's all you need to know.
speaking of music,
He don't live in Norman.
We're gonna get some A-Diz, like a,
Yeah.
a pre.
My name's A Dizza 181.
chances of me fucking up about slim to none. I'm throwing this shit down with my boy M Dog. About to blow the charts up on the Facebook blog.
You can catch us on SoundCloud.
I'm gonna give our listeners a little taste of what we're working on in the studio here. That's all you get for now. Little quick little teaser there.
There's a little more there that I've heard.
Well, now I'm pissed because I ain't heard the rest of that.
It's just demo vocals that are on there. We actually did record the studio vocals for that song last week. Yeah. So
Oh,
that song is like done. I don't have it yet though.
Oh,
It's still got to be mixed.
Number
but-
one fan. I gotta get it.
Yeah, I'll show you as soon as I get it. But that song, in terms of recording, that song is done. It's just got to be polished up.
Yeah. So the only one he sent me, Mason, is basically that. That's all the band, all that, but with his vocals that he recorded on his phone. So he had to go in and record his vocals in the studio and apply it.
Yeah,
I've been Austin Dixon's biggest fan
yeah.
for a long,
I don't
long
know.
time.
I think I took that.
Dude, don't even start talking shit over there.
I don't even think you were at his first concert.
I was
Was
at
he
his
there?
first concert on T-Pain, son. T-Pain.
I am
out.
T-Pain.
What are you talking about?
Talking about the one in the backyard. Was he there?
I don't remember.
I don't think he was.
I feel like
Just 'cause
everybody
you
was there. But
Facilitated the whole event doesn't mean
no, he
you're his
didn't. That was
biggest
all me. Actually, my parents made that happen for sure. Me and Roy built a fucking stage in the backyard.
I probably wasn't even invited.
It's when you were chasing them high
You
school
weren't
girls.
invited.
I probably wasn't.
There's no way you weren't invited, bro.
Where was it at?
It was at my house.
In Christy's backyard. Sean's backyard. Whatever you want to call it.
It was at my old house. There's no way you weren't invited.
I think it's when you realized I was smoking weed and you didn't
No,
like
bro, we were like fucking 14, bro. Don't be going down that fucking bullshit ass fucking road.
Mason was smoking weed at 14.
No, I was not.
No, I'm not.
Weed at 14.
I didn't mean that, but we were like, that was a fucking long ass time ago. Yeah.
No, I don't understand. That's bullshit.
There was a gap somewhere in there because you and him, when I started hanging out with Austin, you weren't around,
I'm aware.
but you were around before then.
Yeah, I'm
So,
aware.
I think you were chasing.
I was around a lot long before you,
I
son.
think you were chasing girls or something.
No, he didn't like me.
That is such fucking bullshit, dude.
He didn't like me.
That is such
episode-
fucking
He
bullshit.
didn't like me.
No.
He's
This
like,
episode on Dr. Phil.
Jerry. Bring out Tommy. Bring out Natalie. No.
You are not the father.
So it wasn't only me and you that had some beef.
Dude,
I
had
didn't.
beef
Me and
with
Mason.
everybody.
Me and Mason never had beef. The only beef me and Mason ever had is one time he filled a fucking pillowcase up with a bunch of hard shit and about knocked me out with it. And then the first thing I saw was a shoe.
Did you put bars of soap in the pillow?
No,
case?
I just stuffed the pillow completely. Like I sat like 20 minutes. You know, addiction sometimes is just get under your nerves. You know, you'd be like, what do you want to do? And like I'm like trying to be like housewife here, and I'm like, bro, you're going eggs and bacon, you know, like whatever. And he's like, no, I'm going to sit on the computer. I'm like, okay, all right. So I sat there with this pillow, and I'm like kicking it down. I'm like, all right, motherfucker, I'm going to ask you one more time. I'm going to ask
What are you packing in this pillow?
dude, just straight pillow.
Fucking Tempur-Pedic
Oh,
as tight
you're
as he can
smashing
get
it.
it fucking down.
Yeah, no, it's just a straight, like, it's just a pillow. I'm like,
When you get that Tempur-Pedic shit packed tight enough, it's a fucking
I didn't have no Tempur-Pedic, but
what, thick ass fucking
I
pillow
might have-
material.
Okay, I might have stuffed 2 pillows in there, but I stuffed 2 pillows in there.
Anyway,
and I'm kicking it down.
I'm sitting in a chair, and he knocks me like 4 feet to the side out of this fucking chair. And
I hit him pretty hard.
the first thing I do, I spot a shoe laying next to me on the ground, a big fucking shoe, like a high top, like some Supras from back in the day.
It was a red Supra.
And I picked that thing up and threw it as hard as I fucking could, and it hit him square in the fucking face. And he looks at me, and he gets all red in the face and pissed off like Mason does, and he goes, I fucking deserve that.
Dude, he hit me. he played the best crying wolf. I hit him, and he goes like, oh, and he's just like, he's going, oh, you know, he's fucked up kind of, but he's grabbing for the shoe, and he's like, Mason, I'll look up, and he says, wing, and he throws his shoe.
About 55 mile an
Hits
hour
me.
fastball, fucking Supra.
Hits me directly in the face. I'm like, all right.
We're even.
Yeah, he's like, we're square.
You want some popcorn? Gam, you want some popcorn?
Fire up the fucking microwave.
Exactly.
That's funny.
I remember going to.
That's the only beef me and Mason have ever had.
Yeah.
sure.
No, not me and Chase though.
And it was
I
squared.
didn't like Chase.
It
for
was
a
squared away in
long
about
time.
30 seconds.
Yeah, because you're a real man. Other than Chase over here, he just held the shit on me for 3 years. It's like, I hate that dude. Chase just, he's like, pretty boy.
The problem was Taco, who's the instigator.
Yo, the problem's always Taco. God, that kid. Wow, that's funny shit. Now I remember seeing this like flash coming at me, and I'm like, that's coming real fast, and it hit me, and I'm like, oh shit. And it, like, I fucked me up so bad. I had like these fucking knots over my. I had these like knots over here because he threw it like a frisbee or some shit. Like, I don't know.
I got the fucking fling on her.
He flinged it, and it like the heel and the toe hit me in both fucking eyelids. And so, like 20 minutes later, I'm like, I'm not cool. I didn't. like my Tyson hit me. Yeah, that's good shit. Yeah, he fucked me up there. I was like, oh. Don't do that to Dixon unless you got a steel plate in front of you because he's getting whatever. I'm lucky he didn't throw the keyboard at me.
I was on the floor, couldn't reach it. What were we? I'm trying to think. Were we even riding much at the time? All I remember from that period of time was like trying to get chicks to come over and fucking swimming in Gam's pool.
Yeah,
and like Braxton was there once in a while.
Yeah, Bratar. I miss Bratar. Yeah, no, that was basically what we're doing because we couldn't drive. Like, and it's 110. Our parents aren't taking us shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got to go to TMX. Like, that's mainly when you come over. Like, during summer, you come over like on a Sunday or month, like Sunday, and then my mom would take us to TMX
On Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then
Were we riding 80s or 125s or fuck? I don't know.
80s. Yeah, 80s, 125. Then you had that KX 125, and then I had that CR.
You had the old Steed.
I had the LCR, and then like after that, though, we still rode for the most part
Yeah.
until Armageddon. I don't know when Armageddon happened.
No, it just.
I didn't hear from Dixon for like.
He went to college.
I didn't hear from him for a long time. I'm like, man, he fucking hates me.
I had to kind of force myself to start anew when I went to college. Like,
And honestly, I think, thinking back, because that's kind of when I started hanging around you, was when you were in high school.
yeah.
I don't feel like you guys hung out that much when you were in high school.
Early high school, we hung out more. I know for sure because dude, I know we were hanging out in high school because you knew Rachel, my high school girlfriend.
Yeah, no, I mean we hung out like basically like once we got our license, but you stopped riding because like I mean you didn't have a bike at that
My
time.
bike blew up like a couple months before I went to school,
You know, I was
and then I went to school, and you know that was the end of riding.
But
for
even
me.
during high school, we didn't really hang out that much.
I would go to the races with the Heat because my parents weren't going anymore, and that was the only time I got to
We
ride.
definitely did hang out because when I was traveling with Fredo, like that's all I wanted to do was go
Traveling
on the
with
weekends.
Fredo.
Frez,
Yeah.
dude.
Fredo racing.
Because I remember
Like we were
first-
just doing different shit at the time.
yeah, one of the first times I had seen you in like a year was at Raw. You know,
Yeah.
Raw MX.
And we-
I'm like,
we raced
yeah,
each
I'm
other.
like, what's up? You know?
Yeah.
But like, no, we just went on
We had
different
a good
paths
battle
on
at that
there.
race too. Yeah, I think it was when we
state
drove
race.
down in the F-250.
Yeah, with Super Null.
Yeah, we all went down in my old rig. Yeah,
I beat that ass, Andrew Bills.
yeah. I remember me and Mason had a fucking good battle the last lap of that race, and he got me right at the end.
I forgot to buckle my helmet. I really
You
did.
raced with it unbuckled.
That race he's talking about. My helmet was unbuckled. I remember hearing this thing slap. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. I'm like, I'm not giving up.
Yeah, fuck. That's the only time I ever went to that track. It didn't last very long, did it?
I raced
No.
that race, and then I raced their
The badass track, though.
that same year raced quads there. The
Where was it at?
Geary, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Geary.
Which is close to, I think, Yukon. It's Geary.
Right.
Okay, you got it.
So yeah, it's west on 40, west of El Reno. That is not where I remember that being at all. That's crazy. It's right here. Yeah, so you go west, there's Yukon, and there's El Reno. You got Calumet up here. It's just west of Calumet. Calumet. I can't remember how people pronounce that town. It's been hit by tornadoes a bunch of times.
Yeah, I can't remember who got behind the raw. That raw, I still have one of the plaques from there.
Yeah, I do too. It's on
Pretty
my
cool plaque. The helmet.
Yeah, the helmet. Yep. I've got a well, you know, in my shop. So that shelves in the corner where the bikes are. I've got it sitting up on top of that.
I love it. It's cool.
I got a tub of trophies from my mom, of like
From the old school house.
old ass shit. Like like 04 to 08, like old shit. And I got it all sitting up on top of a dresser now out there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we just did in my garage. Tom got. Yeah, I'll take one. Tom did all this stuff in my garage, and it's crazy because I kept like a bunch of stuff from like Sunset and Hickory Ridge.
See, I never went to those tracks. That was like I wasn't even racing at the time.
Yeah, I mean the only reason I went there is because my dad was friends with Clint Nichols.
Yeah. So this is something I wanted to ask you. So, like, we met racing 80 beginner class, right? And that would have been shit. 07,
11, 12. Yeah, we were 11, 12 years old.
07, 08, somewhere in there. And like you did a bunch of riding on 50s. Was there a gap in there?
Yeah, so I grew up I started riding dirt bikes. My grandpa was a badass on back in the day. You met my grandpa.
Yeah.
So like we always had dirt bike riding in our family, but my mom didn't want it. So, but my dad was like, "This is cool as shit," because he met Clint somewhere, and then they put me on a 50, but I rode from the time I was 4 till the time my dad sold my bikes because my dad he went through a rough patch, so
right.
he had to sell them or for whatever reason. So I rode from like 4 till I don't know 9. I don't really remember a lot of it. You know, I remember meeting a lot of the old Colt and Justin and
yeah, because when we met, like I remember, like how long do you think you've been riding again by the time we met?
6 months.
I was gonna say because I remember when we met the first time I came to your house, like I was a spode, like I'm like battling for podiums in the 80 beginner class, right? And your mom had filmed a race at River Valley.
Yeah.
Which for those of you
Left-hand corner.
For those of you who don't know River Valley, it's called Gas MX now. But
still a great track. Go check it out.
But we're watching this home video at your house and you're like, bro, you hit that corner so fast. I'd love to see that footage and see how slow I went through that fucking corner.
I have that burned in my brain. Because we were in my
For you,
room.
it'll always be I was shredding, right?
Well, I mean, just that and I don't know, just the memory. Like, because that was you were like the first dirt bike rider, dude, that, obviously you're one of my best friends. So, but that was like the beginning of a relationship. And I'm like, I just remember watching because she was filming you too. And I'm like, dude, you shredded it. Because I'll never forget, it was a left-hander coming in the left-hander. And you hit the double after. Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's cool shit.
All my really good friends, I remember pretty vividly, like the first time we hung out. I'm having a hard time because you and I met like sort of through friends, and it wasn't like me and you just met each other and we started hanging out. It was like you were hanging out with the Heap because you were dating Jace, and that's how I came to know you.
You were childhood friends with Supernal,
right? And he just started bringing me to your house because I was with him.
Right. Like you knew of me and I knew of you for a little while before we even started hanging out.
Right.
And then at that time was when I was racing quads, so I'd be gone for basically the whole season, and then off season I'd be home. We'd ride dirt bikes.
Yeah, and Cole and DeHeap was with you for a lot of the time in that, at least that first year, right? Or was it the second year?
The second year.
You ain't got no job, DeHeap, during that time.
Yeah.
It was the second year. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, of course I was living the school life, so I wasn't going on the road for 5 months doing the racing.
Yeah, I mean, when did you start dating Jace? Like, I mean, how old? Cole was,
It was
250,
2009.
250B still, right? Or was he
It
pro?
was, it was his first year on big bikes, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
09.
Yeah, no, I remember that because I
First,
was
second year,
friends.
no,
Obviously, I was friends with Squirrel.
I say that. Supernova rode the Cowies. I met him when he was on those Hondas.
Okay, so
And
that'd have
so
been
it's
08. Those are 08 Hondas.
08 or
Yeah,
09.
those are 08 Hondas.
Dude, we used to go to Squirrel's house so much.
So Mason, remember, I met you through Squirrel, actually.
We
Because-
were really good friends until I started
You and
chopping up on that ass, baby.
I can still remember when me and Squirrel were going to Oklahoma City to buy that truck, the first truck I ever bought, and you were at my house.
Never gonna happen.
And your mom said, yeah, because it was just me and Squirrel driving to Oklahoma City
Yeah.
with 10 grand cash to buy a truck.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't let you go.
She wouldn't know, and I remember
Fuck
she came in
no.
and picked him up, and then me and Squirrel left.
Fuck no.
We drove my mom's Avalanche, and then I bought the truck. I think I was 17. Handed the guy 10 grand cash, got the title. I drove
Now,
it home.
my
And
mom was so gnarly. The only person I ever got to hang out with was you.
I was gonna say because I remember. So this would be a long story if I told the whole thing, but basically, I'm in junior high, and this guy I was hanging out with in junior high at the time gets caught smoking weed, and the cops show up. We're like 13, so this is a big deal at the time, right?
Bud.
Yeah.
just normal nowadays.
Like someone calls the cops and the cops show up and this dude's like getting fucking arrested, which they didn't actually arrest him because he's fucking 13, but they were trying to scare him, you know. My parents are out of town, all this other shit. I don't have anybody to call. Supernova, it's like 2 a.m. Supernova's asleep.
I remember that.
I can't get a hold of him.
I remember
So
this.
I call you.
Yep.
You pick up the phone, but you're half asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, hey, dude, I'm without a paddle here. I need someone to come get me. And you're like, I'll be there in the morning. I'm like, fuck. So I stay at this chick's house that we were at. Like, I barely knew this girl. Sleep on her couch. And then you and your mom roll up at like 8 o'clock the next morning and pick me up. And I was with you and your mom for a couple of days till my parents got back.
Yeah, I remember that. And that was in that neighborhood south of yours. Like, you know, it was one of the more upper neighborhoods, wasn't it?
So you remember the gas station on 41st Street?
Yeah,
where
yeah.
we'd buy dip and shit
I
before
know
we
exactly
could?
where this shit is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it was about, I don't know, 3 miles south of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I remember that because I was like, Mom, we got to go get Dixon now. She's like, will he be fine till the morning? I'm like, probably, but we need to go get him now.
yeah.
We got to play MX versus ATV Unleashed.
Well, I was in such a fucking bind because my grandparents like adored this kid that I was hanging out with. And I wasn't going to call them and tell them, hey, this kid just got caught smoking weed, because that automatically is guilt by association, right? And like, I was not partaking, but it was like, okay, if I call any family, I'm incriminating myself. So I'm going to call one of my friends. And it ended up being a shit show anyway. Like, someone I called that night called my parents and told them what was going on.
ratted you out.
Yeah, and so my parents come home and like assume I'm fucking smoking weed, and they make me do a fucking drug test and all this shit. And I'm like,
I remember that.
I was so pissed because I've always had a really good relationship with my parents in terms of trust, right? And they did not believe me, and I'm like, I'm not fucking lying.
You
Like,
called me on the Razor.
yeah, like
Remember the flip phone?
yeah,
You're like, dude.
yeah. I was begging my parents. I'm like, I did not smoke fucking weed. I'm 13 years old. This shit.
I did not inhale.
Yeah, and
I take a drink.
And then, of course, the drug test comes out negative, and I was pissed. I didn't talk to my mom for like a week because she didn't trust me.
Yeah.
I mean, now that I'm older, I get it, but at the same time, I was like, we had a thing. We had this line of trust, and it got broken.
You fucked it. No, I mean, I remember that. That's funny because I remember rolling up and in the green Bravada. Like, get in, bud.
But what's funny about that story is, so my grandpa, who's passed away now, he talked about like I do, real deep, gravelly voice, you know, very intimidating man. Did you ever meet him? I'm sure you did. Yeah. What? Well, you came to the ranch and stuff, right?
The ranch.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I stayed at the ranch 2-3 times.
Right. Yeah. So you knew my grandpa.
Yeah, we rode full with her.
You know, he hardly ever talked.
Yeah.
And when he did talk, it was like, what the hell you dumbasses doing?
Yeah.
You know, like, so I see him before my parents get home. Like, he picks me up from your house, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
And he sits me down while I'm at his house before we go meet up with my parents. And he's like, you've been doing something you're not supposed to.
Smoking that
And I have no idea that word got around at this point, right? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you better not be lying to me, boy. I will whip your ass. And I'm like, I honestly don't know what you're talking about, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Like, I literally don't know. And he's like, you better hope so.
You better thunk. You better
Yeah.
thunk it.
Yeah, so he was fucking drilling my ass for a while, but
Now I remember we went over there and it was me, you, Davey, and Cole. I mean, we were 13, 14.
at the ranch,
Yep.
yeah.
You remember we had
You want to talk about?
they had those 2 4-wheelers and we would rip over theirs. And you remember he shot a armadillo. I don't know what the fuck he shot, but no, we come hauling ass downhill and we grabbed it. You don't remember that? He shot. I can't. It might have been a armadillo or some shit. You know, I mean, but we went down hauling ass, grabbed it for him.
I can't remember.
Oh, I was pumped. I'm like, I'm a country boy. hey, country boy can't survive.
I just remember, like, well, when I think about what went away when he did, like, there's so many things that I took for granted when I was a kid. Like, that cattle ranch was 2,000 acres.
Yeah,
You know,
it was,
and I didn't know what I had access to at the time, because he would tell me to he'd tell me to come up there all the time, you know, and I'm like, I got friends to hang out with, you know, I mean, which we would go up there like every couple of months, and you know, in the summers I'd spend a week up there. Remember that Airstream he had over by the ponds? Like,
100%.
did you ever stay in that Airstream with us?
no, I never stayed in it.
Okay,
Yeah.
like that was the
remember it.
fucking I think when we turned 16, he would let us go stay in the Airstream by ourselves. And so, you know, this is like a mile away from where he's staying.
Yeah.
And so we're just out
Down
there
the hill.
fucking off
Yeah.
for the whole week in this Airstream. He'd come up there, you know, in the evenings and shit and check on us.
What the hell are you boys doing?
Yeah. But like that Airstream, it overlooked, you know, these 3 ponds. And I mean, it was a absolute paradise of a place. And God, I wish I could go back and tell my teenage self to quit fucking around and enjoy it while you can, because I had no idea what I had in front of me at the time, you know.
Yeah, no, it's a different. That's kind of what I'm having with my grandpa now. Like he married this multi-millionaire girl, you know, and like he tells me to come up all the time, and I'm like, I don't know, you know, that's funny you say that because that resonates with me a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
but it does. And I remember just like sitting on the top of the, you know, they have that porch outside, and I remember us sleeping in there, and he's like, "Y'all ready to go to sleep?" I'm like, "Sure."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and that place would still be around, but a couple years before he died, him and my grandpa or grandma they retired, and they were going to retire to New Mexico. They were going to keep their house in Tulsa, but they were going to spend a lot of time in New Mexico because his wife had a ranch in New Mexico.
New Mexico.
And so they were going to spend a lot, like half the year there, half the year in Tulsa. And so they sold the Lazy J. So because they were, you know, getting rid of everything so that they could retire
they're
and not have to keep
liquidating
up with it.
everything,
Yeah, because the ranch, I mean, the Lazy J was full time. Like my grandpa went
ranch
through,
hand,
he went through
everything.
ranch hands like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like every time I went up there, I met someone new that was working on the ranch, you know. But,
Because it's a 7-day a week job.
I mean, it was, if you ever watch Yellowstone, I mean, it's like, you know, they have the day workers that
Yeah.
come in and they're not there permanently, but
I
they
don't watch Yellowstone. so-
Okay, so like Yellowstone, you know, they got the guys that are like full time in the bunkhouse, and then they got the day workers that just kind of pass through. Like, I don't think his hands were supposed to be day workers, but that's kind of how they were because they were never there for very long. And I'm sure that was partially on him, you know, because he was a hard man to work for.
He was like, "Listen here, I'm paying you this amount of money, son."
Yeah. Like, I remember I worked for him the summer after my freshman year. My truck that I had in high school broke down, and my parents didn't want to pay to fix it because it wasn't worth it. The truck was worth like $2,000, and it was like $4,000 to fix.
I remember the truck,
Yeah.
big old black F-250.
That's right. And so he said, come work for me for a summer and I'll help you get a truck. And it was a good experience because I got to see my grandpa every day. But so I'm thankful for that time, but he was
almost wanted to kill your grandpa.
he was grumpy to work for sometimes.
Yeah,
Like
no,
I remember one time, so you've heard the story of when me and Supernall ran Sean's truck out of gas.
I was with you.
No, you weren't with us. I promise.
I was with you during the first time you did it.
No, you weren't with me and him.
The diesel?
Yeah, I promise you. It was just me and him.
When you were, okay, well, I was with you one time when you ran out of gas.
We only ran it out of gas one time.
Well, we were fishing one time and you ran out of gas. So
I don't remember that at all.
well,
We've heard this story before, and you weren't there. But
I vividly
But anyway.
remember you running out of gas.
So one time me and Super
While we
ran
were
out of gas,
fishing.
right? And Sean, I mean, just uncorked on us. Like, he was so pissed. And so while I'm working for my grandpa, I don't have a vehicle. Like, I'd either drive my mom's car or Sean's truck to go to work for my grandpa. And one day I get in Sean's truck to go to work, and it's like 101st and Memorial, way on the east side of Tulsa. It's like a 40-minute drive from my house. This some bitch is out of gas, and I'm not running it out of gas again. So I stop at the gas station to fill it up. And that makes me, I think I was like 5 minutes late. And I pull in, and he is standing there waiting on me and just rips my ass for being 5 minutes late. And I was like, God.
Yeah.
But I started to explain to him, and he didn't want to hear
He's
it.
like,
one fucking bit.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. He's like, fucking get in there and
You
get
really
to work.
don't remember you all running out of gas? Oh, who went and
I only remember me and Supernall running the diesel out of gas. I do not remember doing it again.
I probably was there and you just don't remember it.
Like, I promise you, I
Because
don't
I was
remember.
just like a shadow. I was like, I'm not getting my ass beat anymore.
No, I promise you, it was just me and Deheat because
Well, we ran out of gas one time when we went and fished. You know where that what's the mural? You know when you go down old Manford Road that goes to Manford. What is that?
51,
Old 51.
the old grain elevators.
We went past there and we started fishing. And then we get in and he goes whop pop 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 pop, and you do this. Cole, y'all are just looking at each other. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, we're out of gas. And we called Sean. He brought us a gallon of gas.
Dude, I don't think I was there.
Well, what are you talking about?
I'm telling you, I don't.
Literally, we were in
No,
Sean's
dude,
truck.
it was the fucking apocalypse when we did this with me and Supernall. Like, there's no way he would have been chill about
I
it.
think he bitched you out so much that you had PTSD.
Maybe.
Because I'm telling you, it's true.
I mean, I hear you, but I do not remember that
I
at
remember
all.
we're sitting there and he's like, and you go, you put your hands on your face. You do this, you go,
I don't doubt it.
and you pull out your fucking faggy Samsung phone. And you're like, Sean, we ran out of gas. He's like, in the fucking F-250.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. I really don't.
I really didn't. I'm telling you, I had to go home that night. That's how I know I remember it.
Sean made you go home?
Bro,
I
it
believe
was
it.
that big a deal. I don't know how you don't
My
remember
parents never did shit like that, though. Like, they never made people go home.
it wasn't. They didn't make me go home.
oh,
but
he
it
had to
was
go home.
very-
He was.
Oh, you? Oh,
uncomfortable.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, but it was very
I see.
like
I see.
there's
Yeah.
no PS3 games. I'm like, I'm out. No, I can remember that. I'm like, oh no, Dixon's gonna die.
The only thing my parents ever did that was really weird is one time I went to an arena cross to Supernall, and I told them I was going to race the pit bike race. And I raced the pit bike race. I won. And I come home and I tell them I won, and I got in trouble. They were like, you weren't supposed to race. I'm like, I told you I was going to race, and y'all didn't say anything about it. And they like made a big deal out of it. It was really strange. That's the only weird thing my parents have ever done. Other than that, they were always super cool.
Oh
Like-
no, yeah, no. Mama's awesome.
And, you know,
Sean was always an ass, but
I don't know if Sean wasn't always an ass. He had his days, but I don't know if we entirely deserved the chewing we got for the F-250 deal, but maybe we partially did. I don't know. It was another one of them deals where it didn't matter what we said, it wasn't gonna fix it.
No, there's nothing. You give him a new F-250. He don't give a shit. I don't care. You're still grounded for 2 weeks.
I don't ever really remember being grounded either. Like, I mean, my parents, like, if we did something wrong, they would verbally let us know.
Because
like,
we weren't dick brains.
yeah, like the verbal lashing that we got most of the time. I mean, I got whipped when I was young, but I think I was like 12, 13 years old the last time I got whipped, and it just wasn't that effective for me. But we would get such verbal lashings, like we would be made to feel that we had fucked up so bad that we didn't want to do it again, you know? And so, like, grounding and shit like that, like, my parents never really did it.
I just got my ass beat.
I had a,
My mom could find my mouth anywhere in the car. I don't care. She'd grow another 4 inches on her arm and just smack my mouth.
Hey,
my dad had a wooden paddle, and it was about 2-3 foot long, but I never even had to feel it. Just watch my brother get hit with it.
typical fucking younger brother bullshit.
Yeah. He's 4 years older, and so, I mean, obviously he got into stuff.
He
before
took
I
the
did.
fucking heat every
Oh,
time.
and I would be there watching when he'd get hit with it, and I wanted no part of it. So I was, in my eyes, I was like perfect. But then you got certain people, and they're like, "Oh, you were just sneaky. Like you were just smart about it." But I really, like, I didn't, like, I wasn't. When I got into high school, I was into racing. Like Corey he was into partying and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I wanted no part of it. I'm like, "You're stupid. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to go race."
I went to my first high school party as a freshman in college.
See, I want to, hopefully, as long as my kids, which as of right now, on the path for it, but I was like, from 10 years old on, all I wanted to do every weekend was go race. And my parents, I'm glad they did. They basically told me, you get in trouble at school, you know, if we get a call from the school, or you get detention or whatever, you're not racing this weekend.
Yeah, when we were racing
And-
full time, that's how it was for us too. Like,
That's all it took for me.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I got detention once or twice ever. And I was just like devastated. I'm like, no, like, I'm not going to get the race.
yeah,
Like, just end of the world for me. And other kids in there, they're like laughing, like,
yeah,
no big deal.
dicking off.
Yeah, I'm
You're
just like,
I fucked up.
I'm crying inside. Like, I don't get to race TMX this weekend. Extreme World back then.
Yeah. Oh, I
And
get
just
it.
a local weekend race.
You know what's funny is that you talk about detention. Like, I remember being a pretty quiet kid, but in elementary school, I got detention like every week for talking because I was bored in school.
Yeah.
You know, like I was like, "What are you
So
doing?
just chatterbox.
What's up? What'd you do last night?" Yeah, that's funny.
Well, we're about halfway through. I think it's time for
Yeah, we better roll some ads, huh?
Sponsor love.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll hear from SSI. Some word from our sponsors as the Pit Racing Podcast rolls along, baby. Is your bike looking thrashed right now? Those beautiful graphics you used to send pictures of to your buddies are looking roached out? And you need to head over to SSI Decals. SSI Decals is our choice at Pit Racing for graphics on all of our bikes because they continue to set the standard for aftermarket graphics in the off-road vehicle industry. They carry a complete line of graphics kits for MX bikes, quads, side-by-side, sport bikes, snowmobiles, you name it, they make graphics for it. The kits are made from highly durable, ultra-pliable, wreck-resistant vinyl, and they're easy to apply. Their triple-layer, aggressive 3M brand adhesive will not come off, and it'll hold up to even the most unforgiving conditions. So if you need to freshen up your bike for this upcoming race season, head over to ssidecals.com, and they'll get you hooked up.
Up top roofing and restoration, boy. Up top, up top. Yeah.
Listen, we know restoring your roof's one of the last things you want to have to do. But when that day comes, we want to make sure you go with the best possible company that you can, and that's our boys down at Up Top Roofing and Restoration in Oklahoma City. You've probably heard the name Mark Blackwell if you race around Oklahoma, and Mark's the owner of this company, and he runs a top-level business. If you got a retail project, storm restoration claim, they got the experience needed to get the job done. Having issues with insurance, they can help you out there too. If you need a simple roof replacement, complete interior or exterior remodel, or you had a tornado rip off your roof, it doesn't matter. Either way, they got you covered. Hit up Top Roofing and Restoration at 405-431-0017. You can also go to uptopokc.com. That's 405-431-0017, uptopokc.com.
Tired of your kids living through their cell phone? Experience the great outdoors at Jandaber's, just 30 minutes south of Tulsa in Okmulgee. Bring a family to Jandaber's. We've taught over 3,000 kids doing up to ride safely and be good sports, even when they're throwing dirt around one of our 10 tracks. Don't have a bike? No problem. You can rent or buy the right bike from our knowledgeable team. Book a lesson now. Packages available for every skill level. Experience the great outdoors at Jandaber's Motorsports Park in Okmulgee, Oklahoma.
Up top, baby.
Hey, I like that new ad. At first,
Yeah.
I was kind of iffy on that intro. You're getting your voice just loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those of you who have never done anything like that, recording an advertisement or something, obviously my advertisement voice is a little bit different than my speaking voice, and you kind of get in the zone. And so usually I'll just hit the record button and start saying some bullshit to get in the zone, and then I roll into the ad.
And you normally cut out.
And I normally cut that shit out, but I just left it in there that time. Fucking get people hyped up for Up Top Roofing, baby.
It's a little
I like
different.
it. I like it.
We'll spice it up.
Yeah, I am kind of hollering on that ad, though. We might have to listen back and see how it sounds on the radio when you actually listen to it in a truck or something.
Yeah,
But
maybe redo
No.
that one. I don't know.
Go check out the boys down at Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit up Mark and say, hey, listen to the last show. See what you think about the ad. If he likes it,
Oh, Mark's gonna
I
love
bet you're
We're-
gonna get hit up by Glenn and say, "Give me some of that."
yeah, right. I'm going to tell Glenn to listen to it too and see what he thinks. If he wants some fire like
Give me that two-stroke. Yeah.
that heat coming in right
Hey, I
there.
meant
Dad.
I meant to say earlier, so we were talking about Winkler Door and Glenn. I wanted to shout out to Carson. Carson is my boy. He's
My boy.
we
My
met-
boy,
That's
Blue.
my boy Blue.
I don't know if I've ever actually talked to him, but I'm a big fan of him.
I really don't know him, but I
I'm
like
a
him
big
a lot.
fan of him. You see-
Carson? Who?
Yeah.
Mumford?
No, Glenn's boy, Carson Long.
Carson Long, 85 class on Yamaha. You just look for the whole shot. That's him.
He's there.
He rips the starts.
He's there like JT Money.
Yeah.
What's his
Yeah.
name? What?
JT Power Sports,
But-
JT
whatever.
Worldwide.
But really,
Yeah.
where he kind of tugged on my heart a little bit was, it was posted on Facebook. It was school picture day. He wore his pit racing shirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell
And
yeah.
he's cheesing like
Did he do it again or is just
no,
that
it
one
was
time?
like
Yeah.
year ago or
Yeah.
whatever.
I remember that. That was fucking
But
awesome.
he's cheesing like his grin, like it's like
He's jazzed up.
yeah.
He's like, hey,
They
look
said
at me.
cheese. He said pit
He
racing,
said,
boy.
Pimpin' pit racing. Pimpin' pit racing. That's good
And
shit.
then Glenn's got a younger boy named Chase, and so fan of him also.
It's a good name.
Good
They're
name.
just all going to ride two
And,
strokes.
no, he shreds PW 50s and Cobra 50s, and so also Glenn, like I think it was the last state race we were at Ascot. And I'm kind of eyeing that 50 over there, and so I went over to Glenn because I hit up the mayor
Shit, boy.
about I need some PW 50 tips. He basically doesn't give me shit. I'm like, what the heck? So I go to Glenn, and he gives me a list this long. Do this, do that.
Gives you an Excel
Don't do this, do this, do that. I'm like, dang, and I jotted that stuff down. So now I got Lake. I got one bike over the side, getting the big bore put in it.
You already got the stacker trailer. You already got the stacker trailer.
No, I'm
We're
kidding.
going to Branson National. I don't give a fuck if it's not even open. We're going.
No, I'm kidding. He's just
Dude,
got one,
that's
but
good shit.
you should
No,
see his
I'm messing
PW
with
50
you.
covered in Bucky stickers.
Just,
I had to put
Lakes?
it. Yeah,
I love Lake, dude. Lake's my guy.
he's awesome.
Me and Lake, he just Tomer, Mason.
Tomer.
That's what he calls Tom.
He loves Tomer.
Tomer.
Tom.
Oh, Tom. Yeah.
But anyways,
Fucking Branson. Don't bring that shit up. I'll go down a rabbit hole, baby.
I'm looking at the Branson National, so it's like it's hard.
Yeah, the
for me
plaque
to-
behind us.
Yeah, it's hard for me not to like use that as an analogy.
Yeah.
so that I think that was
Or a
2011.
reference.
So that year I battled with Knox Griffin. He'd be a good guest on here.
Was that C class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I raced C class 2 years there. First year, so I had
Fuck you laughing about. You raced
Yeah.
C class.
No, I said talking about Knox.
Oh.
No.
called him out on cheating. He blew his bike up.
I know. Dude, you had Darren over there too.
talked
He's
about
like,
this before,
Yeah, I think we've been down that road.
but
That place is fucking crazy though. Like every year we went there was a threat of a flood, and then a couple years it actually did flood.
yeah, I went the year after, but hearing what
I think the
happened-
year after was like the last race that
no,
they had.
I went to the last one.
No, 2009 is when it flooded. Anderson's trailer got
Was it
flooded.
09?
Yeah, 09. I went 10 and 11, and then
I
think
went
they
to
might have had it
I
12.
went the last year. It was
I think 12 was the last year I didn't
no,
go.
I think it was 11.
11 was?
Yeah.
So I went the last year then.
And
Well,
that,
okay, so it had to
think-
have been 1 year after
I
you.
think 12 was the last year.
but it didn't fall apart because of flooding though. Now that I say that,
No,
it
the
fell
track
apart because
fucking sucked
It was-
ass.
no, it's because the NMA dissolved.
Yeah, but the track sucked ass. That thing should never have been a national.
yes.
I don't know.
No,
Like
you
the
listen-
the way the track developed, I mean, it was national caliber in terms of ruts and stuff like
I've
that.
listened. I agree with you. Like,
That bait.
but you listen to some interviews like some pro guys now, and they'll talk about it like they loved it.
I
yeah,
liked
because
it.
they all won it.
No, I always liked it, and I never did worth the shit there, but I always liked it.
I'll agree though. Looking back,
It's a
the
fucking
track
terrible
was nothing.
track.
So I would.
But it's just like we always talk about with Loretta's. Like, there's not a lot to Loretta's.
True.
Take out the 10 Commandments and the big jump in the middle, and there's nothing to it.
Not compare Branson National to Loretta Lynn.
The only thing separating the two of them in terms of technicality is the dirt.
They actually had jumps at Loretta's.
1,000%.
Branson has
different.
like no jumps.
They have sand. They have.
Branson had jumps. They had
Barely.
They had a big triple. You go like down into, so you hit the start, go up the hill,
Left, down.
right, you drop down,
Yeah.
and then coming back up
Yeah,
that hill.
you
They had a
come
big triple there at one time. And
I don't
then
think it was there when I wrote it though.
yeah, they had a big triple there at one time when I was younger, and then that was the only big jump they
It's
ever
known
had.
for
Deep ruts.
Obviously, they till it, and there's a bunch of bikes. So ruts, and the ruts, it was like chug holes all the way through the ruts, and then rocks, and some small
It's a
jumps.
fucking shit national.
Take the way that the dirt develops out of the equation. In terms of like jumps and things like that, if you remove the 10 Commandments, it's not that different from Loretta's.
Actually, quite a bit different because Branson had way more elevation change.
It did, but I'm talking about like jumps. Like there's not that many jumps at Loretta's.
No, but there's also 3 different kinds. There's clay. Like at Loretta's, you have sand. You have the deep.
I know.
You can't-
I said take the dirt out of the equation.
It's completely different.
Like take Loretta's and put it on the hill at Branson.
You
there's
want
a little bit
you
more
want the
jumps at Loretta's,
Branson
but not much.
National. That's almost like basically take Chase's track, scale it out, and that's what Branson National is.
Right, but
It's 8 feet. I'm not taking the dirt or anything. It's 8 feet wide. It's
I don't remember it being narrow.
It's narrow as shit.
You remember it being narrow?
Yeah, it was kind of.
It's
Was it?
narrow. Like,
I mean, I only ever raced there on 80, so it's hard to compare.
No, I mean it's. I mean, I raced there on a 450, and you don't get out of. You go third gear up the hill, and then you're in second gear the whole way. Like
Yeah, it was.
Like I mean, it's not. That's why like. So if Branson National was.
I'm not. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm not comparing Loretta's to Branson.
No,
very, very
just
different
saying, like,
tracks.
if it
I'm
was-
just saying in terms of jumps.
But okay, but it ain't obviously it ain't that big a deal because anyone that wins Branson, what do you do? You're like,
Hey, I got a Fredo racing
you're like
ride.
Branson National. You
No,
know,
I
like,
got
hate
my-
to say that, but it's the truth.
I got my Fredo racing ride from there.
Yeah, how'd that go for you?
That was great.
I looked at a picture today, and it was you, Fist Fight Riot, and Gilson Mactoff next to each other.
No, at the time it
I
was
probably ripped the whole shot.
Gilson Mactoff. I forgot
What'd
about
you
that
do
guy.
after that?
I was good at starts, but I had to go down.
No, it was just a piece of the puzzle back in the day in
No,
terms
it
of
was-
nationals.
yeah,
like
yeah.
it wasn't gonna necessarily
Make or break you.
put you on the map, but it was if you won Branson and then you won the GNC and then you won Ponca, like that meant something.
Yeah, but what really meant something is if you came out of C or you came out of B and you went to Branson and then you swept everything. You know, if you come out of C class and then you go to B and you get like 10th.
Like if it didn't mean
Then
anything,
you're like, fuck.
No,
if it didn't mean
but it
anything, I
still
wouldn't have
mean-
been watching Tomac and Ian Treadle and all these motherfuckers show up to that race.
So let me say something
But
real
they
quick.
had to.
It was the first big national after Loretta's. So Loretta's, and then you'd have a couple months off, and it was first week of October.
Yeah.
So it was basically like the first big race.
That's what I just said.
And I can remember, I think I mentioned this before on an episode, but it was me, Supernaw, and Blake Barnes, and we're looking at the track. We just got there, and we're walking around looking at it. And I think it was Blake said, "Hey, there's Mini Coupe." I'm like, "Mini Coupe? What? Who's that?" He's like, looks at me all weird, like, "It's Cooper Webb." I'm like, "Who's Cooper Webb?" But I'm obviously new in dirt bike world. And then the next day he points out, "There's Cooper Webb." I'm like, "God damn."
Zero was
In
150.
150 with the Red Bull helmet, shredding. I mean, just I don't
I got
remember.
into all
I don't
that shit
think
so much
Cincerello, because I know they kind of had their rivalry back then. I don't think Cincerello was there.
I don't remember ever seeing him there.
I don't think he was. But
No, I remember seeing I
Webb-
remember seeing Sexton there.
I'm pretty sure Webb stood out that year.
But
Blake.
he's from around that. I mean, he.
Sexton's from Missouri or
Illinois.
Southern Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, so.
I remember seeing Blake Green there. Remember that name? Mm-hmm. He was pretty fast back in the day. He was young.
Hey, I wanted to say, so you brought up fist fight, right? Just a quick little. I saw before he started this episode, he commented and said, on your post, Mason, you posted that he said love the show. That's pretty cool because me and him have some beef there.
I think
would
that shit's
honestly,
so that's water under the bridge, you know.
that's what I'm
As
saying.
far as-
Honestly, it would be funny. Like it would be cool to talk about it now. Like
I think we did talk about it a long time ago on one of the
no, I'm saying me and him.
Oh yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
think I've talked to him ever.
yeah.
to get his like perspective.
No,
on.
like,
Dude, I
honestly,
saw him-
Like, we probably laugh about it, like because I can remember he was way faster than me. Like he was a dirt bike rider, and I was not. And I'm out there leading.
On the limiter
I'm
for
out
sure.
there. I'm
For
out there
sure.
leading. I don't know how to hit a rut, and he comes in and cleans me out, and I'm pissed. And so I come back at his throat and just knock him off the track.
I remember I saw him
So
at
then
AMP.
it was chaos. But looking back on it, like I had no business being in front of him.
I saw him at AMP in 2020, I think. He was like riding practice, and then I never saw him again.
He raced arena cross, pro arena cross for a year or two.
Did he?
no one knows what fist fight rides. doing,
Well,
dude.
I said he did
he keeps us on our toes.
the Hoosier series, but I actually saw a post the other day. He said basically he's wanting to get back into it.
He's got a bunch of talent. I mean, when,
He's one of them kids. He could hang it up for 5 years, come back and be just as good.
Speaking of arena cross, I went and watched Guthrie the first round
you?
2 weeks ago.
no shit.
Dude, the track was so fucking gnarly.
It
Yeah.
looked like a supercross.
looked
Yeah,
sick,
it was
yeah.
so gnarly. Like the whoops were just eating people alive.
I watched it on
Racer TV or whatever.
the Ride TV, whatever the app is.
Yeah, like it was fucking. I remember we walked in because me and Natalie bought pit passes so we could go down on the track. And
Should have set Brassfield up.
well, I would, but Jack, like we got there an hour before the race, and I'm like, I'm not gonna fuck with him. He's busy. But yeah, we walked down there, and I told Nat, I was like, fuck, I'm happy I'm not racing tonight because it was so gnarly. I mean, obviously you can't race
On Friday,
on
yeah.
Friday when you're not
And
pro.
I think they
but
changed it for Saturday a little bit.
they
tamed
do,
it down.
they do. Yeah, Kaylee Peterson posted a video of her racing it, and it looked way more tame. But I'm like, fuck, that's
Yeah, it looked
high
I was
level.
excited to watch it because it was like, damn, this is a pro track.
Yeah, high level technical shit.
That was the first weekend, right?
First weekend, yeah.
Yeah. So when Hicks beat Peters,
Yep.
me and Cade watched that at my house, and honestly, like I'm a fan of both of them. It was cool to see Hicks is kind of the underdog,
Yeah.
and Peters,
Hicks had him in the whoops all night.
dude, you
all
could tell
night long.
he wasn't scared at all, and Peters was kind of hesitant.
Yeah.
and
They were sketchy. Like
Dude,
they
they
were
were big,
so sketchy.
but Hicks wasn't scared.
Well,
at
in
all.
the second set was like really close together. Like I feel like they were tighter space than like let's say standard supercross
Yeah.
whoops, right? Like because I mean, we walked over and looked at them. And I'm like, fuck. Like, yeah, I mean, we hit an arena cross a couple years ago, and they had some decent sized whoops there. You remember that race, Chase, at Tulsa? Mm-hmm. Like, they weren't small, but they weren't huge. And like, I remember looking at those and being intimidated, but I'm like, I can hit those
From the side. They look, yeah, you got that, and then you come up to them, you're like, ooh.
Yeah, like they weren't big, but they weren't small either. And
I'm sure these made them.
we walked out on that track, and I'm like, I have fucking no interest.
No, sir.
No interest in even attempting that. Not at all.
You know they're bad when you see like a sight lap or whatever. And the guys are just trying to cruise through there, and they can't even roll through them.
Yeah.
Framing them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when you
Like
know.
they're better off just hitting them pin.
And you could so tell the
You
dudes
literally
that
are, though.
you could tell the dudes that had their shit like set up right for that, and the dudes that didn't. Because all the dudes that were just riding like what looked like outdoor suspension. I mean, it was just fucking sideways all over the place, fucking getting bucked around and shit.
It was cool to watch. I think it was just the second week they were there. Jared Lesher on the white Yamaha 2-stroke.
Yeah, YZ250.
He was ripping on that thing. I
Yeah,
don't
he's
know
a
if you
bad
watched it.
dude.
Did you watch
Yeah,
it?
I didn't watch the second weekend.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He's good. And
Yeah.
on 252-stroke on that track, he was ripping.
Yeah. He's a badass for sure. You see him hit the whoops. He clicks into probably fourth. I mean, he probably get like a 54 on there, 53. Just
And I'm sure y'all saw the video. It got circulated everywhere on motocross social media. But the guy that squirreled out,
Yeah, twice.
yeah, twice. That poor guy.
Dude, can you did you watch it slow mo? Where his bike hit the deal above the gates?
Yeah, and then it kind of hits one of the 50 riders
Yeah,
a little bit.
No,
It
it hit a guy in the head.
So it knocked a guy down, but what I'm saying is the kids on the gate were on PW50s.
Yeah,
And somehow he hit the gate, hit the deal above, and didn't hit any of those 50 riders. But
Yeah.
then his bike knocked a guy that was standing behind the gate, knocked him down.
yeah.
But I'm like, there was something
Danger.
involved there that didn't
Hit one of
basically
those
take
kids.
out one of them
Yeah.
kids. Could have been bad.
Yeah, that was fucking.
Yeah,
And-
I showed Tom that. I'm like, look at how dangerous this shit is. And she's like,
Well,
what do you mean? And she's like, well, you know, just
I always seen it our whole life, but that's why
No,
like
that's
arena cross
scary.
is not for beginners.
Yeah,
but that's
I
what,
do. Like,
I know it's cool and it's
That's
like
their attraction,
Yeah.
man. That's where they make their money. They
yeah,
want-
but I honestly, like, I saw that guy do that. I'm like, fuck, that guy had no business being there. But then when it literally, like, the whole motocross world saw that video, then I started feeling bad.
yeah.
I'm like,
well, and
damn.
then too,
I'm like, this guy was just out trying to get his arena cross feet wet, and now he's a fucking joke of the fucking whole
he's a
motocross
moto-
but I
community.
guarantee he's gonna go for it again. Like he's hooked.
Now he's pumped, dude.
But hey,
He got views,
this
dog.
popped in my head. I gotta share it. You guys all heard it back in the day. You remember the announcer for the Tulsa Arena Crosses, Mr. Daryl Custom Border?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Up next,
450 beginner.
You
two
know whatever.
words. This should never be shared together. 450 beginner.
Oh man,
They said that at the arena cross.
Custom Border
No,
said that
customers
on
used to
the.
say that
No,
all the
I
time.
know, but I thought you said you heard it.
No, it just popped in my mind. Like I'll
Oh,
never
yeah.
forget it.
Yeah,
I'm being
for
there,
sure.
and he's announcing and says that.
Did they even have a 450D at Guthrie? I don't know if they
I'm
did.
sure they
I
did.
think they did.
I don't see if they had 250D, why they wouldn't have 450. That's another $40.
It definitely seems like something you should have like limitations on. You know, like you have to have some sort of qualifier to get into that race. But
Fucking never happening.
yeah, I know,
Never.
because it just makes more money to let everybody in. But for as
That's what
fucking
I'm saying.
as
There's
sketchy as it
15
is,
entries at $40 a pop, or whatever it is.
yeah, as sketchy as it is to race arena cross, even for someone that knows what they're doing, like you would think it was a little bit harder to actually get access to.
'Cause,
But
I mean, like I'm saying that, but you know, it's expensive to rent those places out and all
Mhm.
everything that's involved.
Yeah.
All the
oh, I don't blame
so-
them at all. I'm just saying, you know,
and too, like you said, like that's entertainment for the crowd.
it damn sure is. Yeah.
It might take some arms or legs, but
I don't know how many people show up to watch Amateur Day though. I'm pretty
You
sure
know
it was
how-
Amateur Day when that guy crashed.
Probably
yeah,
more
but you
than-
know how many people like go to the seats to watch beginner and C class? Like
Like riders.
Yeah, people that are there, they're
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm going to watch. It's beginner or novice coming
Yeah.
up. I'm going to go watch it.
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I know we all are.
It's just like watching that fucking video we were watching at the beginning of the show. This dude's fucking dying
Well,
everywhere.
there's going to be 20 plus guys coming in the corner, and
Yeah.
they're all, letting it hang.
Matter of fact, I got to pull up this fucking spot on this video. There was a guy that was like almost at a 90-degree angle on that downhill jump.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Cooperland again?
Because Mason said, go back to that, but then we got talking about something else.
Right, just play it.
Yeah.
So I think old boy's in passing for third right here.
Right. Stop.
No, it's not. It's.
Keep. Right.
Here,
Did he fucking
there we go. God dang, just fucking straight, stiffy air.
He's thinking about landing on this, dude.
Oh, shit.
That's that Honda power.
That's a 452, boy.
Yeah, dude.
God.
That's
I've been riding dirt bikes my whole goddamn life, and I still don't want a
We were just
450.
talking about a 450 beginner.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that class is.
So if any of y'all want to go check this out, the videos.
You know what? I'm just looking at the Ford fucking Ranger in the back.
The video is called Cooperland Space 25
No, that ain't
CD
no Ford Ranger. That's an F-150. That's
.mp4.
F-150.
And we're paused at 29 seconds. You can see this guy doing a straight boner air.
He's worrying about getting the front end down and then killing the guy that's
Yeah, I
out
don't.
in front of him.
Oh
I
shit!
think he was trying to triple.
It just rolls it all the way down too.
Oh, bro.
Straight bottoms out the front forks. Cause this guy's still rolling back here.
Looks like he's about to. Oh,
He just barely missed him. And then
The
we
ambulances.
typical. Everybody's like, "Hey, flagger, you motherfucker! Wave the goddamn flag!"
Oh, shit. I got this thing in my hand for a reason.
Natalie flagged a state race last year. And she's like, "They need flaggers. I'm gonna go do it." I'm like, "No,
How was that Stillwater?
no, it was at Raynard's."
Rainers.
Yeah, and I'm like, you don't want to do that, and it sucks. And she's like, "No, I want to go do it." And she comes back after the day's over, and she's like, "Yeah, that sucked."
Not having it.
I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, she did a good job, but
Yeah, because she knows what the fuck's going on.
yeah, but it's a fucking long day doing that shit for
Tells you how much
no
I-
money."
Tells you how much I loved dirt bikes back in the day. Joey Gordon, that's what got me back into it. I go flag every Tuesday and Thursday at TMX.
Yeah,
It's like $25
You really flagged out there?
all the time.
I flagged out there a few times.
all the time.
I just remember seeing Sal Jr. out there.
I flagged there all the time.
I remember actually when my leg was healing up.
I guess I didn't know who you were back then.
You wouldn't like me anyway.
I didn't know Big Banfield back then.
Like me, anyways. Look at Jeremy, he got the whole shot and he's fading back.
JT.
He didn't even hit the double down in the bottom. What the fuck, Jeremy?
God bless.
JT worldwide.
Wide. Wide. Didn't even hit that was like the smallest jump on the track. Jeremy, I just seen you hit this fucking someone just fucking cross-roaded right there.
Should we call
What?
Fro
He didn't
Daddy?
even tabletop that.
He didn't even hit the little table at the end.
Uh-uh.
Should we call Fro Daddy?
Fro Daddy.
Mr. Holeshot?
Mr. Holeshot.
Hey, it would be a good time to get a guest on.
That would be.
Hit him up.
All right.
We have to
This would be the perfect
get it.
time.
Just text him Austin's number and tell him to call.
I will.
What's this flagger, Steve? Is that Brett
It's
Q?
posted by Brett Q. Yeah. See what we got here.
I think that's I don't know who that was.
Damn, that's fucking sick. I can't believe we thought this was good video quality back in the day.
Yeah, it's blurry as hell.
Yeah. God, that track was so fucking cool, dude.
You got Scrub Daddy on the
Yeah, is that Brett?
No, Brett's
Oh, there's Brett.
Yeah, he's on the Honda.
He's Flagger Steve. What did Doing the old goon,
I think
goon riding, baby.
At the beginning, that picture, I think that was him and Corey Green.
That kind of looked. Is that the Heap? Oh, that so looked like
Kind
the
of
Heap.
did. Looked like he had neck brace.
That
on.
looked like his style. Yeah, an old Leet. 09, that would have been the red Honda.
Mm-hmm.
God, Cooperland, man. If I had a bunch of money, I'd go to that guy's house and tell him to get the fuck out. But they filled, Mason, did you know, so that whole bottom area like we're looking at right now, they filled it up with water.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just a big pond.
Yeah, so it's never going to be what it was.
No. That sucks ass.
Yep. All good things must end.
Trying to get
That and old Sand Valley. Sand Valley was a shit too.
That's one I wish I would have got the race. I never did.
Yeah. Didn't you say you went there on a quad one time?
I went there. I was hurt. My brother got the race.
Yeah. It was a really cool track. Good ruts. Really good ruts.
We talked about it. They had that big double that.
That Wyatt hit, yeah.
Wyatt
I forgot. Yeah, we've
Yep.
talked about that place a lot because Wyatt was in here. Yep. I'll never forget that.
But also Cooperland.
I don't know how.
I was at Cooperland when they
Speaking
had,
of Darrell Custom Border,
they had that big quad race that was on ESPN, the WPSA series.
yeah.
It was a pretty big deal for that track.
Yeah, I'll never forget Darrell. He said, I don't know how you made it as far as you did, but those big old balls dragging behind you. He interviewed Wyatt after the crash, and that's what he said,
I
too.
love Darrell. He was one of the best guys.
Yeah, he was a good dude. I remember we always did Claremore Arena Cross back in the day, and he would come beating on the fucking door of our camper at like 6 o'clock in the morning. He says, Sean Rice, get your ass out here and drink a beer.
I have a similar PTSD situation. I told him, I think I said it on here. He's like, I'm like, why are you up at 6:15? No one's up at 6:15. The fucking sun isn't even up. Like, and he's like, I'll see you in the morning, or you'll hear me in the morning. Is what he said. 6:10. Mason Banfield, get the fuck up. You say, he's like, Darrell. Really? So I hauled ass up there on my pit bike. I'm like, cut this shit out.
Hey, if you don't race the state races this year, you got to come help us do color commentary at some of the races.
I will do whatever the fuck you want me to do. You just need to tell me what to do.
Because we're gonna Chase is fucking long stroking outside the door out there.
Chase, you ate shit once again.
So up top, OKC sponsored some radio broadcast equipment, and we're going to take the console to the races and send it through a radio transmitter. That way everyone at the track can listen to us while we talk about the track. Yeah.
That would be awesome. Yeah. I'm into that.
So if I make it through the first round of Battle of the Bands in a couple weeks, I'm going to miss the first round of Ascot because the second round of Battle of the Bands is that weekend. But then after that, the next one will be OMC.
OMC.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Cool. That would be awesome. Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to end up doing it because it'd probably be a lot to try to do it all day Sunday and race. So I don't know. We'll see. But
maybe I can just sit up there.
Well, if we can park strategically to where like we can see the whole track and be at the pits, it wouldn't be that big a deal to just sit there and BS about racing all day, while the racing's going on. But if we got to like set the shit up at the track and we can't park right there by the track, then
that makes it a whole nother level of shit.
Yeah, like we're not going to be able to like enjoy the day at all if we do that. So it's probably going to depend. Like we're going to have to see how things shake out. But what we'll for sure do is ride practice Saturday and then do commentary for all the Saturday racing.
No, I think that would be awesome. No, I like that, especially like you said, if you can set it up at least semi to where we can say see who gets the whole shot, and we talk about that, and then
I think on Saturdays, like no matter what, if we're not close to the track, either talk to the track owner and get set up in their tower, or set up a table right by the track. That way we can see everything.
I like that.
Yeah, it'll be cool. And
we got Austin Dixon, number 181, coming around. Oh, he's in third place. Oh, shit. Oh, Chase Knapp got the whole shot. Oh, he got passed once again. Once again, he got passed. Okay, we got Cole Super now. Cole Super now coming from who in the hell? No, that's definitely him. That's funny.
Speaking of Chase getting passed, he didn't have nothing for me at AMP last weekend.
You talking about Norman when I passed you last lap?
No, I'm talking about Amp last weekend.
I was just preserving the old skin from the roost. You know what I'm saying? It's just a practice day.
I was feeling good that last time out.
Letting you gel with the bike.
Yeah,
I didn't want to get in your feelers.
didn't want to involve
Your feelers.
get involved in the new bike test.
No, all reality, that new 450 or 350. Apparently, you like it because you're riding good.
It felt good. As soon as I cocked the handlebars back and got my lever set up, it was prime. I felt like a Scoob out there the first time because my fucking handlebars were Banfield status.
He did
all
say,
forward
he was
and
like,
shit.
my handlebars were like Banfield's all forward.
I don't know if you still ride like that, but back in the day, you always had your bars
No,
super
he
forward.
He doesn't
like
anymore.
Like I remember I got on your CR that you had, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like the damn bar pad's almost touching the number plate.
That's why I sucked. Did you roll them things back? It's crazy how better you corner. Yeah, no, that's terrible. That's what happens when you just literally suck and you don't know what's going on. You're like, people are like, you're tall, scoot them forward. You're like, in reality, you scoot them like way farther back. Yeah.
Yeah, so what's the deal, Austin? You climbing up the charts here in the country ranks. I see you at the track, fresh bike, fresh truck,
He don't want to hear my
fresh chairs, fresh ice chest.
Fresh ice chest.
You had a fresh OU ice chest.
Oh, that was a Christmas present.
I was eyeballing it.
Dude, pull the heat. Mine. Just sneak it into your truck and leave with it.
Is he making the big bucks now or what?
Fuck no. I got hooked up with the Wilson boys.
He's still doing the podcast, so hell no.
Yeah.
I did see. So I follow the Wilson Auto family. They posted today. They got package deals. You can get you a truck side by side, all in one.
Really?
One deal. Yeah.
No, they I don't know. We kind of Ryan Nichols hooked me up with them boys, and Ryan was kind of telling them that I'm building a big social media following with the music and stuff, and so they offered to help me out with a couple things, and that's kind of how that got worked out. And then they know we do this podcast and talk to all the motorsports people around the state and all that. So I think between those two things, they just decided to help me out a little bit with some stuff, which is really cool. So if you're in need of a new truck or new dirt bike, side by side, whatever, go up to Stillwater, hit up the Wilson guys. They got the power sports dealer and the vehicle dealer now.
Yeah, that's really cool. I saw also, I don't know, just obviously been seeing it all over, but where the Wilson family is, everybody knows about college football or not just football, all the college sports now with the NIL deals.
Yeah.
Where they're helping out the OSU players, a couple wrestlers, football players. They're getting into all the different sports.
Baseball players? I play baseball.
Signed Banfield up.
I did.
Fresh wrist.
Fresh wrist.
Fresh.
Hold on, I gotta hook my
You got
computer
more
No,
up.
anyways,
steel,
like
you
that.
got more steel in your wrist than you want to.
But I thought that was pretty cool. That they've been around the car industry forever and now in the motorsports.
I met the two brothers. What's their name? I'm skipping a blank right now. What's two guys at Wilson Power Sports? What's their name?
Brothers?
Aaron.
Yep.
So Aaron, I know Aaron. I haven't met another. I didn't know there was a brother. You can fill us in, Austin, if you know more.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm just
Maybe I
Aaron.
thought they were brothers. But yeah, when we were at Gold Rush, they had the
Oh,
raffle.
you're talking about Parker and Lane. that were there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They're not brothers, but they're working.
They
for them.
look like brothers, damn near. They act
No,
like them. But
Parker's parts guy, and Lane is the service manager.
they're
If I
they're
remember
great
correctly.
dudes, regardless. Like, sorry,
Yeah, Parker Doyle.
thought for some reason.
Known
but
Parker for a while, and I just met Lane at Gold Rush actually. But
they're great dudes. They sold they were raffling off a duck hunt. They were raffling off like power with like LEDs for the razors.
side-by-sides,
Yeah,
and then they were at Guthrie. That's one thing cool about since Wilson took over, they basically put together a thing with both of those guys, Lane and Parker that they're going to be at all the events with their tent, and basically like at Guthrie they were giving away stuff just like that at Gold Rush.
Yeah.
And just making a presence.
And even like the raffles, like I looked online or on Facebook, I saw them, and like they were doing some raffle. Like I'm not sorry, I don't really know. I can't remember what it was. Like $5. You know, kind of similar to the one they did at Gold Rush, but they're just good dudes. Like if they're involved with that company, I want to be, or involved with that, like that business. Then like, those are the people you want to be involved with.
Yeah. And two,
you can call him regardless. Like if he works in parts or he works in, doesn't matter if he's working on razors and you know him. He's like, if you need something, he'll hook you up with.
Yeah, and they give racer discounts, all that kind of stuff.
Now,
we talked about Ryan Nichols too. He's not physically there every day like he used to be, but you need something. You want one of them Kayos.
the king of jokes, the king of anything, the king of rhymes.
You want that KO pit bike quad? You want a bad boy mower? You want a Kenworth?
Listen here, this is Ryan Nichols. We're on here and like,
He's wheeling and dealing.
He's wheeling and dealing all the time. I like it.
Speaking of that,
I love Ryan.
His newest promotion, or whatever you want to call it, you buy a custom Kenworth from him. I mean, we're only talking $200,000. I don't know.
Yeah,
300
maybe
300, 100, whatever.
Yeah,
he's gonna hook you up with a custom Bobby Moore painting of your truck.
I got beef with Bobby Moore right now.
Beef.
I got beef.
Let's hear the beef.
I'm mad at Bob.
What?
Not really.
I knew you were full of shit.
You can't be mad at
I
Bob.
knew you were
Like he's
full of
just like
shit.
the sweetest human being in the world. But
He's just like a big old teddy bear.
oh
He's
yeah,
like-
I got him free golf, free all this shit, and he beats me, and I'm like,
He beat you in golf?
yeah, I shot 76. He shot 70. Of course, he shoots his best round.
I was gonna say I don't
He
think
shoots
he
a
was that good.
75. No, he's good. Yeah.
I didn't think he was better than Banfield though.
Well, he beat me that day. I was not fucking happy about it. Not.
When are you happy?
Rarely.
When you beat somebody?
Rarely. No, it's cool. I took Bobby out and we played at the course before the nub, obviously, but I was trying to get him to paint this old dried out cow head I had, like, or maybe bull head or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. I'm like, what do you think about it? 0, nothing back. Look back. Ryan Nichols got this Kentworth, all this shit in there, and I'm like, I'm not happy about it.
Hey, you know what it takes? Cash money.
Oh, you know what? You don't talk. I'm not even gonna bring this up, Bobby. I house sat for this dude for like 3 months.
I know you did.
Is this thing going to fucking shit
So,
without me in here?
What's going on?
So you really do have some beef.
Now I'm pissed. No, it was fun. It's good shit. Yeah. He's like, just feel it, man. Like, whatever you like just paint it yourself. I'm like, I can't paint, Bobby.
No, so we're talking about Ryan. I want to share this. So I was with Ryan at the Chili Bowl, and we're watching. It was Ryan's first time ever at the Chili Bowl. We're watching the race and stuff, and then we're hanging out with Bob, and he's doing his paintings. And Ryan, we're watching him. He's just like, damn, he's good. And he's like, you think he would paint me a semi? I'm like, hell yeah, he would. You know, that's what he does for money. Like, you just got to pay him for it.
No,
He's
he
like-
opens up for Dolly Parton for money.
Well, obviously he's in multiple things, but he's like, how much? How much you charge me for one of these? I'm like, you have to talk to him, but I'm pretty sure they go for $1,500, $2,000 for one of these big ones. He's like, I think $1,500 sounds better than $2,000. I'm like, okay, just talk to him. Shortly after, he goes up and asks him, and he's like, $2,000. And apparently Ryan was like, oh, is that the best you can do for me? And Bob, being the guy he is, he's like, oh, you're friends with my homies at Snaps, and no, listen, hang on,
getting mad.
hang on.
No, listen, it gets better.
Listen, this is I'm talking to Ryan here. So he says, all right, I'll take $1,500, and Ryan's like, sweet, sounds like we got a deal, $2,000. And Ryan basically was just feeling him out, sees he's a cool dude and wanting to like just he's a G.
Yeah.
And Ryan pays him the full amount.
$2K.
Like Bobby basically admitted, okay, I'll take 500 less, and then Ryan pays him full amount. And I'm like, that's cool. Like that's
very Ryan Nichols-ish.
It's just he's a like honestly
He's a great dude.
Great dude, and like he sees that Bob has a talent and it's worth his
That doesn't surprise
wants
me
to give
one
him his
bit.
value.
That doesn't surprise me one bit. Like, not that obviously Ryan has the money.
Ryan
but
wasn't
it's like,
trying to Jew him down.
No,
and
hell
be
no. Ryan's not that guy. No, Ryan, he'll pay you for what the fuck you're worth. I mean, and one, he's probably one of the most funny dudes you ever met.
Yeah, and that's where like too
it's
like
kind of hard not to love the guy.
Yeah,
and he's probably come up with some rhyme. He's like, "Hey, give me a paint."
Well, and Ryan also too like I hate like tooting his horn, but who do you know at a bike dealership that'll meet you on a Sunday afternoon or a Monday morning on their day off
to pick up likes to drink Twisted Teas.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what I'm saying? Like
No,
he'll go out of his way to
100%.
make you happy.
No, I love Ryan, and I don't even know him as good as y'all. Like
I love how everything with Ryan is a plural.
Ryan Nickel.
No. So for example, you can call him. Hey, what are you doing? He's like, oh, we're going down to the cowboy clubs. Oh, we're over in Olton's. Cushing's.
I feel like Barnes does that too.
Yeah, Barnes probably got it from Ryan.
Yeah, they've worn off on each other.
Or maybe Ryan got it from Barnes. I don't know.
Olton's.
We're down here on the rivers.
I'd like to know who originated that.
I don't know.
Monies.
Yeah, we got to get all the monies, put it together.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, why don't we get down to the source of it? We can call up one of them.
Oh, all right.
We talked about getting Fro on earlier, but let's get either Ryan or Blake on right now. He's probably asleep.
Ryan might be asleep.
Yeah, Ryan goes to sleep early. Let's get Barnes on.
Hold on, I'm texting Ryan right now.
But yeah, those two.
Oh, I love Ryan. I think he's just.
I love him too.
Hey,
Fucking cutting out bogging and shit.
Dude, my V-Force reads.
They didn't give a fuck.
Cutting out bogging shit. They give a fuck.
Speaking of Barnes, so Barnes, lately I haven't got to hang out with him in a while, but we've kind of
come to a club on Friday.
I need to.
You should.
But
get a little O-Town throwdown.
We've been talking over the phone, text quite a bit, and he's got right now. Brayton's kind of like in a funk on racing.
Yeah,
like he's just doesn't really have a whole lot of interest. Like basically where it's at is like Blake's ready to go take him racing, but he's like, hey, you want to go racing this weekend? He's kind of like, you'll go ride pit bikes, and so Blake's like, I ain't gonna go waste of time and money if you don't want to go racing.
Yeah.
And so, but Blake basically is like, whenever he's ready, his bike's gonna be ready and we'll go. But now Blake's getting the itch. He wants to ride, which I've all the
Blake's
time.
talking about getting a 125.
Yeah, and I'm like
125.
Yeah.
He's gonna slap a Porta John sticker on it because he did that once. No, your fat ass needs a fucking 450. You gonna do a 125? Think there's a really ting bog like Tiemann's.
Cold sees it.
I told him he should look into getting a 350.
I'll kill you. I'll come across this day. I cold sees one.
No,
I cold sees one bike, and I just get patronized about it.
I guess you don't remember.
How do you even cold seize a bike?
So
yeah, you start a 125 and you haul ass.
No. Obviously, Mason doesn't remember. This is part of our days of shit talking back and forth between
it's
friends.
It's Ponca. I know what you're talking about.
No, I blew up my YZ250 at Sweet 16, and you were talking shit and said I cold seized it. You don't even remember that.
No, but I'm pretty sure I said that.
No, I was out there mid-moto wringing its neck.
Exactly. Trying to hit a rev limiter on a YZ250.
That sounds textbook snap.
That's literally, he's just like,
no, it was more like,
Yeah, because it's lean. It sounds like it's not even blowing smoke. It's just like
Mason, you really don't remember this. Because we've talked about all of our beef and shit. I swear you know what I'm talking about. It was between,
I
you said
remember
it
when
to
you-
one of your friends to, I don't remember, Shell or somebody. You're like, ah, snap. He cold seized it, didn't warm it up, and just went out there and ripped it.
no,
I'm like, yes.
no.
So
1,000% no.
Okay.
Because I don't even know. Like, I thought that joke was when we were at Ponca. You, Taco, and Super and all, we were at Ponca, and I had that Sierra 125, and me and you didn't like each other, and I cold seized at 125, and you were just like, you didn't fucking start it and warm it up.
what? No.
So now we're on a miss.
So apparently neither of these things
So,
actually happened.
Honestly, that's
You
what
probably did cold seize yours.
what I was saying earlier. Like, our whole beef was
Because I warm mine up.
our friends basically like just
Yeah,
trying to get us to hate
that's
each other.
ridiculous. Now I'm on a podcast with you. Yeah, no, I hated you. I literally, like, if there was an octagon, I was fighting Chase. Like, I mean, I did not like the guy.
Did he have any broken bones at the time?
I didn't care if he did.
No, I'm just asking, did he at the time?
I mean, when did he not have broken bones?
Because if he had a
Like,
broken bone, he's down to fight. If not, he's out.
oh, he's down to fight.
Pull me out.
Pull me out.
Pull me out.
Yeah, he's down to fight.
You know what I'm talking about now, yeah. We told that story on this show.
Pull me out. He thought he wanted to be a dude, and he's like, "Oh no!" Oh, that's funny shit right there.
All right, we got to call Mr. MHC Kenworth himself.
All right. So
real quick.
what were recap? What were we gonna ask him?
Where's the plurals come from?
Yeah. Would it come from Barnes or from him?
Yeah, that's the question.
I gotta smoke some weed.
Hello?
Yeah, I need a trash truck.
Fuck yeah, I happen to have several available, sir. How many yards you want?
I need to dump a lot of shit.
Hey, listen here. What kind of county are you in? Which county?
What county?
Yeah, which county you're
I'm
in?
in Payne County right now.
Oh shit! How big a boy are you?
I mean, I'm pretty fat, if that's what you're asking. I'm not very agile, but I'll still fuck you up.
Hey,
Well, I got
What
about
are
a
the questions?
55.
What do you got?
I got about a 55 gallon drum of ass whooping, and I'm thinking about coming down there and going down there to Payne County. Yeah, I heard
Oh,
you.
my
Work for,
God.
I heard you work for a trucking company. You're gonna need a jump trunk for all the ass whooping I'm carrying.
I got a big old can opener. You come on down here.
So we gonna find about that.
hey,
I don't know. I'll tell
So-
you what. Was you on the phone with Barnes earlier?
no.
Oh, that's
I don't think they have anything down there in Oilton County. I don't think they even have Wi-Fi or anything like that. I don't even think they have an AT&T cellular device. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, they just now got the crickets out here.
The
so
crickets,
We're
you know?
moving up.
The crickets.
Yeah,
there it is.
sure enough.
Well, you're gonna have to pay about $69.99.
The crickets, the AT&Ts. Hey, so
Yeah.
first of all, Ryan Nichols, welcome to the show again.
Oh, well, hello. Thank you.
Um, So we're dying to know. So you and Barnes always speak in terms of plurals, right?
Yes.
You go, you're going to the cowboy clubs, the crickets, the AT&Ts. We're down here on the
Yep.
we're down here on the rivers.
On the tees.
On the T's every time. You know.
So,
Shout out Twisted Tea.
so we want to know, is that a Ryan Nichols original or is that a Blake Barnes original?
That is going to go to the mayor.
I knew it. I knew it.
We didn't know for sure.
It's freaking contagious. You
I
get
knew
around
it.
and next thing you know, you're talking in plural.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like,
And
it's
I'm
like
not
fucking
sure if
shit
that's-
boy.
I'm not sure if that's a product. Yeah. I think it might be a product of Oilton Schools. I'm not sure what started
Oilton
that.
schools.
Hey,
I think,
hey, my wife
You
doesn't
know,
talk
so-
that way.
well, it's
My
a different
wife.
class, right?
She made it out.
He couldn't put an S on wives or he'd be in trouble.
My wives don't talk that way.
Well, she'll give me shit and say there's been more than one. So
My wife.
Oh shit! Yeah. Well,
It's like when you go down to Louisiana. You say Louisiana, and then you go down, you spin around, and you go down to Louisiana. You know, it's like kind of like Olton.
Shoot him, Elizabeth.
It's kind of like Olton. You know, you say Olton, then you go down and you say like Olton,
Earlton.
Earlton.
You know, down there,
It's like,
Earlton.
you need a little Earl.
So, how's things down there at MHC Kenworth?
Man, they're going really good. Really enjoying it. Still selling power sports though, just in case anybody's looking. Sorry, shameless plug.
yeah, I plugged
So-
you a few minutes ago.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, we're gonna
My
block
God.
that. Yeah, that's getting cut out. But
Show tonight. What's going on?
Well, the heap's out on daddy duty.
Yeah, speaking of that, we also we didn't really talk about that in the beginning. So we gotta.
We can get into it, but yeah, Supernaw's not here tonight. He's at home with the kids, and then so we got Mason in here, and we're just kind of doing a locals only throwdown.
I love it. I love it. Mason, how's the hand?
it looks like shit.
Nub Junior's got a new title.
Nub Junior.
Yeah, Nub
Dude,
Junior
we-
at this rate.
Hey, he's
We
embracing
can
it.
have,
His nub is
Attaboy.
definitely a lot smaller than my nub.
oh shit, we got a nub measuring contest going on. Watch out.
Hey, his
Hey,
nub,
we can have the.
hey, his nub has a hook on it though.
That's a clit
No
tickler.
shit, that's handy.
No, that's mine.
I'll tell you what.
I had that name
You
first.
drop your keys, scoop up that old key ring, no problem. Watch out.
Well, hell, why do you think the old lady bought a house as soon as this got chopped off? She bought a house. She said, "You're in, son."
She's locking him down. She's putting the ring on that finger.
She said that thing got a hook on it. Yeah, no,
Yes, sir.
It looks like shit. Feels like
And no, honestly, it looks pretty good. I will say, for how soon he is into it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good news on a serious note.
I'm gonna say
Now,
Chase.
Chase knows about the nub.
I'm
Chase's
partial to the
face-
nubs.
His face looks, his face looks good. It's kind of one of the.
He wants to try out that hook on the.
It's like, you're like basement husband. That's what my finger looks like. It's just.
Looks like Chonk from the Goonies.
It's just like it's there. Like I'm just.
Right.
I'm just here.
Hey, you guys!
Pretty much. Yeah.
Oh shit! So we can have the nub classic
So-
pit bike race or something. That's what we need to have.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with
I'm
me.
retired from pit bikes.
God dog it.
I
ain't
am
no good.
pit, but I'm retired from pit biking.
Okay. All right. Well, I was thinking about getting started. I just hit 40, so it's about time for me to go tear something up.
Hey, speaking of which, you went down and did that 12-hour race a while back. Tell us about that. How'd that go?
That 12-hour turned into a 2-hour real fucking quick. I unfortunately, we got down there and, I didn't do any drinking like I normally do before the next morning where we go race. I was serious about it. Drew got in the car and, we actually got a spot. We started number 5 and, which is good. I think there was 40 some
So full of shit.
starting cars, and he takes off. And well, first of all, he gets it started, doesn't have the car in gear; it was in neutral. So he starts it, hammers it right, and
What a
I get it.
rookie.
Nerves are going. No, and this is not normally Drew. The guy's seasoned professional, and so he just realizes it's in neutral. Then he really jams up and tries to throw it in gear. So I'm like, oh fuck, there goes the transmission. This sounds like your engine in the winter. Yeah, it sounded about like I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. He got her slowed down, threw her in gear, leaves the line about 15. Off he goes.
$1,000
and,
out, gone.
Yeah, he
So it's about like
he
Chase
was-
racing in Gold Rush.
No, we were doing.
We had a lot more
that's-
fun.
Yeah. I mean, Drew was having fun. So he goes around, and I'll be damned if this sumbitch don't come in first place on the first lap. He's done past.
He was ripping.
I thought. I said, how in the fuck did you get in first round all those people? I mean, there's some big dogs out there. He said they left the outside open, and I just stayed in it. Oh, God, I was like, well, hell yeah. So, we're talking on the radio. So he's running. It's all good. He gets around a lapper and goes into a corner, and that guy just smokes our trailing arm and bends it. He comes in. He says, car's feeling funny. He comes in, and I see him smoke coming off the car. I'm like, shit, you're on fire, Ricky. And then I just realized that the trailing arm's wrapped so far forward, the bighorn is just eating itself on the tree kicker. And which somehow, shout out to Bighorn, made it, I don't know, a mile or two eating the tree kicker. So, that was the end of our day. I brought everything we normally bring because we've had pretty good luck, a few axles and a belt, and left the trailing arms in the shop. So our day was over. Nobody else had one. And then it started pouring about 1 o'clock. Well, 12:30.
You honestly dodged a bullet.
100%. I looked at him about 3 o'clock when, dude, I think maybe 10 people maybe finished that race. I'm talking just a monsoon mud fest. And I looked at him at 3 o'clock and said, man, thank you. I really appreciate what you did for us today. I did not want to be out there in this shit. I'd done sprayed the car down with Pam and everything to keep it off, but we didn't get there.
Did you say Pan or Pam?
I think I can help with that.
Pan?
I think I can help with
where
that.
do you see yourself in 5 years? Yeah.
It's actually Pam's.
Pam's. Yeah, that's my Aunt Pam.
I sprayed it down with the Pam's.
Yep, sure enough.
Well, sirs.
Oh shit.
Sirs, Ryan's, Nichols. What do we got cooking for the 12-hour for next year's?
Dude, I think we might have us a team together, and we're gonna go down there and make a run at. We're gonna get Chase out there this year.
No. Yeah,
it's gonna be really neat.
Why in the Sam hell would you ever do that? He hits trees. He breaks wheel bearings.
He breaks wheels bearings.
Wheels bearings. Wheels bearings.
Yeah. Wheels. Yep. Multiple.
Multiple.
Yep.
Plural.
Remember Quattro.
Bottom line is, the kid can drive. That's what it boils down to.
Well,
really.
hell, I can hold it wide open until I hit a tree too.
Oh no, there's more to it than that. I've been in the car.
Put me in, coach.
He can drive, that's for damn sure.
Put me in, coach, man.
Yeah.
I'll fuck shit up just as much as he will. And you can put a mic on me. He won't talk. I will. I'll be like, fuck, and Chase is, you won't hear anything. You just hear tires screeching.
Yeah.
So when
we're gonna have a good little team going on.
when you're riding in the passenger in one of them things, do you have like a radio in the helmets?
No, I just yell because I'm normally wasted. Like, pussy! Run him down!
T5.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't say normally. Gold Rush. I'm normally a little intoxicated by the time I climb in for the night race.
Don't worry, we're sending all this shit to Stillwater Power Sports, so you're under legal obligation.
Well, the good news is it's Wilson, so you can send it over to Stillwater if you like.
I was just wondering if you're
even better.
I was just wondering if you're over there in the passenger seat fucking hollering left 4 minus and the right 4 plus, stay left over small jump. Fucking rally car shit.
Yeah. It's something like that, but it's not.
No,
It's not quite that professional. It's
Big
normally
fucking berm coming. Hard right.
I'll tell you one thing.
Whiskey shot now.
I'll tell you guys one thing. In Ryan's new blue car, it doesn't matter how loud he wanted to be, you ain't gonna hear him. Like my ears.
Man, I did a lot of talking to myself that night. Then
my ears are still ringing from that thing.
Well, I mean, you want horsepower or you want to talk? You know what I mean? So, I don't know what to tell.
No, I love that. Was the best feeling of my life, honestly.
I don't like my eardrums.
I'll probably put some earplugs
Yeah.
in next time, but I love it.
Yeah, you know, that's part of it.
Well, shit.
Man, I just pulled up here to the ranch. One of the cows is out there.
Hey, you
eating.
better go feed them and thaw out that water.
Yeah. Better go
No,
break
sir.
some ice.
My lovely wife beat me home by about 45 minutes, and tell you what, top ranch hand right there. She's already done it.
Hell yeah.
Jamie for the win.
Fucking day worker, baby.
Where you been out doing
Martha
tonight?
fucking James.
10 o'clock.
Well, out catting around. I had to pick up a customer's bike from the Owasso today,
See,
and
Worcester?
that's what I was just telling them guys about. Like, you'd drive to Kansas to deliver a bike or pick one up.
I said no. I said hell no, you wouldn't. I said he ain't worth shit.
yeah. Well, man, I appreciate the support. You know, people like you really what keeps the wheels spinning. You know, so yeah. I dropped that off over there in the Stillwaters and stopped by the salon. She was still working. That was about 7:30, and she came on home. And Paul, Paul Summerall from Stillwater Power Sports before Wilson, he was eating at Louis down the road there, and Jamie had been doing his wife Lisa's hair. So I went down to Louis and had me an ice water and a salad, and chatted with them, and I got home.
You're working on your figures.
Yeah.
I think you're
Yep.
Jimmy McGraw's brother. Your cousin. I think y'all should do it. You need to get with Blake Shipman. You and Jimmy McGraw.
Yeah.
That'd be
I've
good.
heard of it.
He served
Him and that Trevor Perona fella.
Never heard of her.
All right.
You never heard of the Trevor Peronas?
Never heard of her.
All right, Ryan, we got to roll on with the show here, but you help us out with a lot of shit, and you sell a fuckload of semis. So tell people how they can get a hold of you if they want to buy some dirt bikes or side by sides or semis or whatever the
or
fuck.
how they can get a free coyote or a nice painting.
Ooh,
Fuck.
so yeah, the pit bike special ended last month. Actually, well, it had been yesterday. So this month, come and order you a custom W9 or any custom semi for that matter, and I will have the Chili Bull painter, Mr. Bobby Moore, paint you an exact replica of your semi that you ordered from me. And let me tell you, that is some quality work that you'll be getting. I have one hanging in my office. Proud to have it in there. And if you're curious what it looks like, come by and see me. If you want to call me, you can hit me on my pager. That's 405-742-7924. As soon as I get closest to the payphone, I'll call you back. And other than that, just on the internet, so Ron Nichols on the Facebook and Stillwater Power Sports Ryan on the Instagram. So we'll be around. Holler at you boys.
143 on a
Hey,
pager. You know
I
what
seen that.
143 means? I love you.
I don't remember, man.
I love you, man.
Aw.
143.
All right, dude. Love you guys, too. Catch
Hey.
y'all later.
All right, we'll see you, Ryan.
See you, Bob.
Later. Love you.
All right, bye. Love you, bye.
Dude, that guy's a legend. Like, that guy is an absolute legend. You know how we talk about Daryl Custom-Border? Imagine if he had the mic for as long as Daryl Custom-Border.
Went down to Louis for a water and a salad. An ice water and a salad.
An ice water and a salad. An ice margarita.
Oh, hit me on my
Dude,
pager,
it's
and when I
funny
get
'cause,
back
like-
around to a payphone, I'll call you back.
Like, we talk about it, but, like, honestly, like, you look at one of his posts on Facebook, just like of a fucking Polaris.
He's literally the greatest, one of the greatest human beings that you.
Dude, I will
You've
never
ever
get
met.
over.
It could be a used Polaris Ranger in 2009 model, and you got 32 comments on there. And, like, I'm like, how the hell?
Hey, it's Ryan Nichols here. We got a. Honestly, we got the shit Razor here, but we're not worried about
He's
that.
like, oh,
we're worried
it's got
about
a dented bumper, tires are bald as shit.
exactly.
Come and get it.
He's like, you know what you can do. You can call me. He's
I
like,
will never get over. There's this video. I think it's still out there. He's doing that. He's talking about some other shit in the shop, and then he turns the camera over to this fucking utility quad where the back shocks are blown out. And he's like, I got this fucking Polaris 1200 over here that's tooted in the rear for all you fucking retards that like that shit.
I'd never bring it. That's not really.
That's my favorite video in the whole fucking world.
He'll tell you how it is.
Oh god damn, that was
This
so
shit's
fucking
probably
funny.
never had
Dude.
the oil change, but come and get it. $2,500 today.
Shit, we were at an arena cross, and I was mechanicing for Jackson.
Oh,
And
big dog.
Yeah, I was big dogging it. You know, lefty loosey, right, tighty.
Didn't you loosen his seat and it fell off on purpose?
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, you're welcome. fucking A. Well, I would never do that. It's cowies do that. And I'm sitting there, and he's like, "You want a drink?" I'm like, "I would love a drink."
Hot tack and drink.
I was like, I love a drink. He comes back with 2 Crown Apples and Sprites, doubles. He's like, "Here you go, Bubba." Go. And he has the same 2. He has two of the same. He's like, "We're doing it." I'm like, "No, this is like for 4 hours, right?" And he's like, "Nope, this is for right now." Bing,
This
bing.
is Jack Sr.?
No, this is Ryan Nichols.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Brass.
No, Ryan Nichols comes up with 4 drinks, like 4 doubles, and there's about this.
Oh, this is when you're working for Brassfield. and
yeah,
Nichols
yeah.
came
We
up
just
with
smashed him, and he's just like, "We're going hard, baby."
it. I mean, he ain't no sissy.
Yeah, I mean, he had a couple twisted teas in his pocket.
Y'all keep talking. I'm pulling some shit up.
Tack and drink.
No, he had a couple twisted teas. I love Ryan. He's a good guy.
Oh shit! One of them fucking Kentucky hollering lizards.
Little barking spider.
Yeah, it's the first fart on air.
Dude, there's just me and last time Mason was at my house. Me and him, I don't think it was the last time. We were working on bikes, so it's one of the times you've been down there. We were out in the shop in that heated room, and we're listening to fucking Joey Diaz on the Joe Rogan podcast. And he goes, and so, oh,
Listen here, cocksuckers.
start the podcast with a good fart. Oh shit!
He's like, "Listen here. Wake up every morning at Monday, 6 a.m. Listen to me, cocksuckers. We're going hard. You get in the steam room first thing in the morning.
Damn, look at that beard.
You get in the ice bath. I don't get in the ice bath, but you better do, cocksuckers."
So who do y'all think's gonna take the Supercross title this year?
Ryan Nichols.
Oh my God.
Hold on. Before we get into that,
What the fuck is going on?
wait just a minute.
You got to play the one where he's hanging from the ceiling.
No. Hold on.
No. Never gonna get this.
Never gonna get this.
Guys, Ryan Nichols, Stillwater Power Sports, and I was walking through the shop earlier, and I saw this new Cali Lean, South Carolina squat Kodiak 450 in armor gray for all you fucking retards out there who like this dumb shit like this. Now, this one is 4-wheel drive, so it is the 450 cc's. Now, it does have the old super tuner plug right here, so you can put your Dynajet or whatever you want in there, beep, 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 get your old bangs. These 2 right here, I got no fucking idea what they're for. And then this right here, in the Cali Lean edition, it comes with an automatic dip dispenser. You press this button right here, boop, ho, can dip. There you go. Come on down, get your Cali Lean South Carolina Squad Edition 450, only at Stillwater Power Sports.
Fuck. That's literally the
Oh, fucking legendary.
See you soon.
best. For all you fucking
soon.
retards that like this fucking color.
Dude, that's
Oh,
where,
damn.
like, when he moved to selling semis, he had to kind of leave some of that behind. It's a little bit more professional.
Even Stillwater Power Sports, I think, kind of put a damper on it there at the end. But
Well, and it wasn't even them. He
First
said,
of all,
no,
it
he
ain't
said
Stillwater
more.
Power
It was,
Sports. It's Wilson's Power Sports. Might I
he
add.
said it was more of the manufacturers that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that were kind of putting a.
he was selling the fuck out of
But
it.
yeah, too. It's like
Oh, fuck them. Stink Dog sells more 2 strokes than anyone. Nah,
Hey,
fuck you. Nah.
did you hear that, like, Suzuki sales have gone way up?
Why wouldn't they?
It's just crazy to me. Like, I didn't.
They're paying out money now. They're getting rewards.
I understand that, like, watching Supercross, like, people sometimes do buy certain bikes depending on, like, their favorite rider riding them.
they definitely do.
But I didn't realize, like, how much of a fucking impact it actually made.
Dude.
Because me personally, I've never watched.
Personally.
I know, but me personally, I've never watched the Supercross. And be like, oh, Tomac's fucking shredding on the new Yamaha. I'm gonna go get the new Yamaha.
More people like Squirrel back 10 years ago.
They're not marketing. They're marketing.
Like you laugh, but Squirrel 10 years ago.
Oh, I know.
It's people like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot. The people you see that at Supercross, they're wearing a Fox jersey or Fox pants at the race.
Right.
Like you're like, people like you are like, look at this guy.
Yeah.
Well, really, there's a lot of those guys, and they go to the dealership and buy those bikes
Fox out
because they see it on TV.
Yeah.
I love Fox.
I almost wore my Fox jersey to Guthrie Arena Cross.
No, you didn't.
I always wore my Shift jersey.
Shift is fucking more legit than Fox.
Exactly.
When it comes to
You got to make sure and wear your pit racing.
Well,
I was pit racing out. T-shirt, hat, hoodie.
Speaking of pit racing, so dang, we're 2 hours 45 minutes in. I've been meaning to get to this subject. We're going to change it a little bit, but
Y'all didn't answer my question. Who you thought was going to win Supercross? We got to come back to that.
we're talking about. We'll do this real quick.
I'll put
we're talking about this
put
week or
$100 on
championship.
The championship, but we'll come back to it. So say what you want to say.
So Oklahoma Winter Series, JT Worldwide.
Wide.
So his series, obviously, been going a few years. Pretty relevant around here. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not, depending on weather. Because weatherman, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Exactly. Sons of bitches.
Yeah, anyone who goes
Dixon-
for meteorology.
Dixon
it's like-
tries to tell us the weather, and like, dude, you ain't got a shot in hell. You don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Get paid to be wrong, baby.
So, anyways, all jokes aside, I went to the round at Tulsa Motocross Team X. The De Bruins freaking killed it. First of all, I knew they would. Like they're putting in a lot of work, and also they're kind of had a little chip on their shoulder. They've been trying to get in the state series, and
Hell, this ain't gonna be quick.
Yeah,
That's all right though.
This probably be a 5 minute. Anyways, they showed up to the banquet just to try to get their word out there and try to get in for the series for next year. Which we've heard things here and there how it went, but anyways, basically they got the cold shoulder, and basically there wasn't room for them in the series. And a couple weeks later, they had their winter series race, 320 entries for a winter series, and it was 20-mile-an-hour wind. Like weather was not on their side, but it was awesome. Like
If they got nothing else out of that deal, they got publicity for sure.
yeah, no, and I'm not trying. Like everybody has their takes, this and that, and I have no affiliation. Obviously, we have no affiliation with the track. They don't pay us. They don't have ads. Nothing. I basically just see hard work. Like what I see is they're not making money out there. They have the love for the sport and basically put everything they have into it and give us a good track that's been there forever and been shut down, opened up, shut down, open up, shut down. And honestly, right now it's the best I've seen it in a long time. And that race, I feel like showed. And there's all kinds of speculation, but
there is no speculation for me in terms of the rider's perspective, because from the rider's perspective, the reason it's such an issue is if we had 9 really good tracks that were a part of the series and another track wanted to come in, I could understand being like, look, like for now we got our races and this is where it is. But there's at least one, if not a couple tracks that are dog shit almost every year that could stand to go from the series. That's why it's a problem.
Yep.
Because TMX is working really hard to be a good facility and provide and put on a good race.
And imagine amount like what you see on Tuesday or what you see on like a winter series. Imagine like the amount of effort that, I mean, they're putting effort in obviously, but imagine like when they know they have a state series there.
oh,
like,
they're gonna instead
like
of spending
imagine
that
how much
week,
better the track would be. Like it would like it'll be insane.
Like, I can almost guarantee if you put up a vote to the people who regularly attend state races, say it's about what, in terms of riders, maybe 250 people.
Yeah, if you're not counting entries, just
total
amount of
riders, like
200,
a couple hundred,
200,
right? If you put that to a vote to the riders, say Moto City, TMX, which one would you rather have on the series?
80% go to the team.
At least 80%. They're kicking Moto City
The
off.
only
the series.
reason 20% would go there is because they live in Oklahoma City area.
Yeah. No.
And that's another subject for me that I don't really want to go down, but I know you kind of live towards there, but you didn't grow up there. The Oklahoma City crew are, not all of them, but a lot of them are kind of like they're used to not having to travel too far.
It is nice being towards the city because you're sort of at the hub.
Options.
You're sort of at the hub in terms of going to all the different
coming
races.
to Tulsa is like, oh, it's a 2-hour drive.
I don't necessarily think that's true though, because Elk City is a 2-hour drive from Oklahoma City, and Ascot is a 2-hour drive from Oklahoma City, and Stillwater is an hour and 25 minutes from Oklahoma City. And, so I don't really think the time thing is an issue. But in terms of like regular riding, like practice days, yeah, you're not going to see a bunch of OKC guys show up at TMX.
I've seen a lot of griping OKC people about the Ascot round. Like they all act like 3-hour drive.
I mean, if you live on the west side or the south side of the city, it is a 3-hour drive. It's a long trip, and I get that. But I mean, for Elk City is a 4-hour drive for the Tulsa people.
No, it's 3 for me.
Is it 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm fine with it because it's a good track.
The thing is, yeah, Elk City is a high quality track. It always is. You can always tell whether the track turns out or not. You can always tell that Mason's working really hard to make it good.
Yeah. And I too, like when I commit to do the series, like if I got to drive 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, like it is what it is. And then also too, like you said, when you go to Elk City, it makes it more worth it because you can.
You're showing up to quality.
Yeah, and they're the show that they've put in the work and all that.
Yeah. So I think to me that is the issue with the TMX thing, is that there's at least one track on the series that the vast majority of people would not be upset to see it go, and TMX would be a good replacement.
Yeah.
for that.
So I'm gonna plug this in there.
But before we get off that, like there's people in the area who are direct competitors with that facility who are currently sitting on the board of the Oklahoma State Championship. And I think that's a big problem. And also, like,
the structure of the whole series.
Yeah, the way things are set up to where the track owners call the shots for the vast majority of the decisions, it's just, to me, that makes a lot of sense for the track owners. It doesn't make any sense for the riders.
Yeah, and so obviously it's going to take a lot to change that.
I don't think it's going to change.
No.
Unless the series completely tails off, which it's done nothing but grow over the last few years.
And the problem is because if it did change, it's 1 or 2 tracks. Probably it's financially going to hurt them. But then again, I feel like it's going to motivate the rest of them that really want to put in the work and want to have the results. Mm-hmm. They're going to make it happen.
Yeah,
and it's only going to thrive for them.
The best idea I've heard, which the track owners would never vote for this, but the best idea I've heard, I don't remember who proposed it. I don't remember if it was Kobe or someone else in the OSCS members only Facebook group. But every year at the banquet, you have a vote for track of the year, right? That's something that already happens. If you don't get at least a certain percentage of the vote, you're out.
So
let's say they have a pot of 4 tracks that could potentially be a part of the series that aren't currently, right? You got Twin Hills, TMX.
No, I don't think were those on the vote.
No, but I'm just saying in terms of tracks that could hold a state race,
Sweet 16.
Right? Like Sweet 16's on it now,
and they're in.
But Twin Hills,
Sweet 16 should be a shoe-in.
They're in.
They're a part of the series now.
They were going to be this last year until.
Well, I mean, the only reason they weren't a part of the series is because of the fucking Muskogee Council or whatever.
No. But this last year, they were on the series in the week before the race.
Yeah, but that's the first time they've ever been on it.
True.
Right.
Yeah, but
how long have you been riding at Sweet 16?
So what I was saying is,
Long time.
you got Twin Hills, you got TMX, Del City, and am I missing any?
They won't let Del City though, because they won't.
I know, but let's say Jeremy gives up AMP to race at Del City, whatever.
Why wouldn't they let Jeremy?
They don't want to let.
They don't want
one
two
owner with 2 tracks.
It doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't, but it is what it is. So, let's say there's 3 to 4 tracks they have a pot of, right? That could potentially be a part of the series. If those tracks say that they want to have a shot at being a part of the series, whatever track gets the lowest votes at that year's banquet, they're out for that year. They go back into the pot. Another track gets to come in and show what they got.
I just think,
and then
park riders, like, we know like what needs to be done. Like, like Moto City needs to be out. Like that needs to be. So that, sorry, excuse me. That puts another track in there. Like Moto City, and then what's another? I mean.
That's the one that's consistently just
okay. So that's
not a good event, not a good, like the conditions are always horrible. The interactions with the people who are running the race is not usually very good, and it's just it's never it's just never a good experience for most people that go to that race.
And we've been saying this for how long, and it's not like we're talking shit on the people or whatever.
And it's nothing to do with the facility itself. Like the track could be really good, and
the dirt's amazing.
People can handle the stickers. Like the stickers are horrible, but we went to Anadarko for years with stickers.
100%.
You live with it. Like people talk about the stickers there all the time, but that's not the issue.
Yeah, so you get TMX, and then you get maybe Twin Hills or something else. I mean,
yeah, if you have a handful of tracks that want to be a part of the series, put them in a pot and rotate them in and out on that last spot. You know what I mean? Like if you lose the vote one year for track of the year, if you're at the bottom of the barrel, you're out. And then someone else gets to come in, and whatever the track is next year that's at the bottom of the barrel, they're out again.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with it.
That gives everybody in the state a chance to be a part of the series and have that event and make that money. And
well, TMX has been a staple in the Oklahoma State Series for a long time.
It has, but I think one of the issues is, other than Janibers, and like there's really not anywhere in this part of the state where big races happen anymore. Mm-hmm. And so things have really become focused around Oklahoma City, and I think there's not as much, rah around the Tulsa community anymore. Like the Tulsa motocross community is not as big anymore as big as it used to be. No. Like almost everybody we hang out with at the track and even see at the track is from Central Oklahoma or thereabouts, So,
but everyone's
that could play a part
for
of it
the most part. I mean, everyone's based out there, I'm assuming.
Out of OKC, That's what I'm saying. Like almost everyone that. Like Glenn, Mark, Kobe, all the guys that we hang out with at the track and talk to, they're all from Oklahoma City area. Shawnee, Yukon, places like that. And a lot of the tracks are within an hour of Oklahoma City. Like you got Reynolds, you got OMC, AMP. I don't know. I'm probably missing some, but yeah. So it's a weird deal, and I don't think anybody likes really the way things are set up, but
I don't think there's any perfect.
No, there's not a perfect setup.
Perfect setup,
but
like no matter what, people are gonna get mad, and I'm like, I don't have a dog in the fight either. Like I don't race them, so
yeah. Not regularly, at least.
I can't anymore.
You'll be.
What
back
I
at
was
it.
getting at.
You ain't gonna fucking quit. You can't quit riding dirt bikes.
Now I doubt I race again though. Be a long time before I race.
I doubt it.
Everybody has a big injury and says they're going to back off, and then they're right back after it.
Yeah.
You want to beat Nub again? You say, I'll come off the couch.
I don't know. Beat you. I mean, I will, but
I'll pull out that pipe.
I'll pull out that pipe, and
I will take a drink now.
I'll take a drink.
When
I might even smoke a little reefer.
When I drink tequila, believe me, it hurts Tommy more than it hurts me.
I beat up on Sally. It hurt me a hell of a lot more than it did her when I beat the hell out of her. If you haven't seen that video, go to YouTube.
Yes, this is.
I do not freebase cocaine.
I don't freebase cocaine. Not even in church. Unless I heard the sermon once or twice. Then I pull out that pipe.
Yeah.
So anyways, we'll see. We'll see on what happens. I don't expect big change at all.
No, people are going to have to keep talking about it for it to happen.
And I think the talk is good.
The communication,
like honestly,
or the conversation, I should say, has kind of died off. So after that round on social media, I made a post like about basically Team X, and a lot of people are on board.
Mm-hmm.
And I made a comment basically like, Team X freaking killed it on this. This is a winter series race, 320 entries.
Yeah.
And like, there's no
that's
reason.
awesome.
And 20 plus people comment or liked my comment. And like basically it shows like they agree, and which I know it's only 20 people, but
Doesn't
I'm
matter.
sure there's there's more than that, and then a lot of them didn't see it, but still.
And they're set up for everything. They're like, they have polls.
But I don't know if you heard, Mason. Did you see basically what happened? So TMX went to the banquet, and basically there was a little meeting had, and basically the tracks had, like, they all have their say. They're each a vote. And then the what do you call Austin? Like Marshall and
the director and assistant director.
There's two of them. They count as one vote. Each track is a vote. So each track is a vote, and then the directors of the series is one vote. And so basically...
Yeah, they're basically saying we're not going to make the series any bigger, so that would mean one of us would have to go.
Yeah, and none of them are going to...
And they're not going to vote themselves out.
Imagine that.
So it's like, what do you do?
Which I agree, the series doesn't need to be any longer.
I agree.
You know what?
So
There's an easy solution here. Get rid of fucking Blanchard. Get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Everyone, there's not one person in the last.
So
no, I'm talking now. There's not one person in the last fucking 6 years that's been to Blanchard and has been like, oh, this is tight.
I love the goat heads in my feet.
Yeah, like, I just love this, dude. Like, I love it. I love getting treated like shit when I come into the gate. I love, like,
I did have that happen
I
to me.
love riding a shitty track. I love fucking hitting chug holes, like, from the last, like, 10 years. Like, that's just so stupid.
Hey, I'm not going to say a name, but Austin, do you remember there was a certain 80 rider on the gate?
Yeah, I think we talked about this on the last show.
Yeah, so we'll skip that.
It's just dumb. Regardless. Fuck.
Okay,
Get Moto City out. I'm sorry that he owns, or if he coined, like, Jefferson Washington or whatever he is, like, whatever. It doesn't matter, Like, the track sucks. The track has sucked from 2009. After the 08 collapse, the track has sucked. This is the truth. Ever since then, ever since before 08, we were like, Blanchard. We're going to Blanchard because they tilled it. They did shit because it had that sand base, and like, it has all the potential in the world. I'm not saying that the dirt is amazing.
Well, the biggest thing is it was a track year round and not just once a year for the state race.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? I mean, you've been doing this shit for a decade now. So what do you, for 3 or 4 years, we ain't got Instagram. Now we got Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and shit. It sucks.
All right.
I hate that.
Got it.
It ain't right. You made about $28,000 in a weekend, and you didn't even water the track.
I've heard they don't make that much, but
No, it
that's a
ain't
whole
that
different
much.
conversation.
They make a lot of money.
So
They make a lot of money. There's no way.
but not that much.
anyways,
They-
that horse is beat dead. So
Yep.
I think we about covered
Let's
it on
hop
that.
another bull.
Yeah, that's 2 episodes. We've covered it.
Imagine that.
No, really,
'Cause
like,
you're still pissed off.
yeah. But anyway, so I wanted to come back to this. Who do y'all think's gonna win the championship in Supercross this year?
I'm saying it right now. Eli Tomac. Who do you think is going to win?
Yeah,
Eli Tomac. who do I want to win? Chase Sexton. But I still don't have enough faith in him to, like, obviously he won this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, he'll be second.
Tomac showed a little chink in the armor this past weekend.
He did, but
couldn't get the starts. I mean, Triple Crown's always a fucking toss-up. But
he's still strong. Like,
dude, I was stoked on Kenny. Kenny was shredding.
Dude, I'm a fan, and
I've always been a fan, but I'm just happy. Like, if he keeps doing this for the whole series, I'm gonna be jazzed.
But when he whines and I'm kind of like, yeah. But
What was that?
but I've never like been a hater. Like,
No,
Kenny's
Kenny's
and this
good.
week too. Like, I
People
don't know.
always says he whines. Like, what does he whine about?
He on his interviews, like, he's just kind of like just what I said.
Oh, can you give me some more concrete examples?
No,
You can go back
cannot.
and watch him.
I don't
honestly,
I don't
so-
understand the issue that people have with him. Like,
Well-
I get people's complaints about, like, you know, he's never healthy. He's always complaining about health issues and stuff. But, like,
No, like, honestly, I feel like it takes, like, if you're a huge fan of him, you're not even gonna notice it and hear it.
well, my thing is he's not a bitch. Clearly, he's come back from 2 huge fucking injuries.
No, I agree.
And still racing.
I agree, but he also sometimes will whine about somebody, the way they rode or this or that, and sometimes it rubs me a little raw.
I don't know any of them
But
that don't whine about how someone else rode. Like, if Tomac gets a block pass by somebody, he's like, oh, yeah, you know, so-and-so, that's how he rides. Like, and then fucking
Yeah, you're right. And
Barsha's always titting. Anderson's always titting.
yeah, and they'll do it, dish it, but some can't take it as well as others.
I just think Roxon's scared to fuck with anyone else.
Roxon too, you can see it on the track. Like, somebody comes in hot, he's kind of like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
he kind
Like,
of oh.
He gave it back to Tomac this weekend, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm proud of him right now, but overall, over the last several years,
He has been a little bit,
the last
soft on the
2
track,
or 3
for
years,
sure.
he's been very soft.
yeah, like he doesn't, historically, he's not a super aggressive rider.
He's not like he was his first few years, which
Yeah.
also he's getting older and all that.
Yeah.
But as far as taking the title, I wouldn't bet my money anywhere else but Tomac.
I don't think I would either from what he's shown so far, but I was surprised to see
Cooper
him.
Webb's winning it.
I was surprised to see him struggle a little bit.
Cooper Webb would be my next pick because he's a sleeper, dude. Like,
He's tied for second right now, isn't he, with Chase?
Cooper
Yeah.
Webb.
No, they're 1 point. I think.
If you watch
They're-
him turn down on the corners, like, there's no one that turns down better on the low end of the corners than Cooper Webb.
I don't get how he
He
just
went.
the last 3 laps he'll turn it up. Like, why not do it five
I mean,
laps
It's
to the end?
just
Like,
kind of like, you remember Baggett, what they call him?
El
Chupacabra. You know, it's like, it's kind of, I guess, his style, but like now we're 3 rounds in, and that's the most racy you've ever seen Cooper Webb.
True. So he could go.
Like, I mean, that's
he-
the most racy you've seen him, and like he's getting. What did he get? Did he get second this Triple Crown?
I don't remember, but I remember.
Second
I think he
first.
did because Tomac got third.
It was a
didn't
couple years ago where
No, Tomac got 6th.
Cooper came on hot.
he? Overall?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he got like 14th in that last race, huh?
No, I think Cooper got second. I don't remember who won. That's bad of me but I think Cooper is your best title contender. Like, I think
Outside of
number one.
Tomac.
Yeah, outside of Tomac, I don't think there's anyone that, even like when you're talking about Kenny and like everyone looks good, but
Yeah,
like
that's a good pick. So then, after you say that, I probably say Tomac, Webb, Sexton, third. Because
Yeah.
Sexton's gonna win a couple,
Sexton's
and
gonna
he's-
fuck up.
but he's gonna fuck up a couple.
Yeah, he's gonna eat shit.
But then again, I hope
I hope he does.
he's had a couple years to get that away from him.
Yeah, Tomac went 3-2-13
Yeah,
for 6th overall. Anderson got second.
Anderson. Yeah.
Anderson's gonna win 1 or 2.
I don't know, man. He's
think he
created
will.
so many enemies.
He will.
Like, he's created so many enemies. It's so hard to.
If Anderson gets a whole shot or top 3, he's gonna win.
Title?
No. I'm
Oh,
saying
the race.
He's gonna win a
Just the
couple.
race,
He's
yeah.
gonna win a couple races. If
Yeah.
he can just get just regular races.
But I think
The heat
for
race and the
for
main-
him to win, Sexton and Tomac gotta have some issues.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying like a traditional race with a heat race and a main. If he gets a whole shot or top 2 or 3
Yeah,
start,
but he's literally creating enemies. He just created an enemy with Justin Starling. So imagine like he's leading by 5 seconds,
I guess I missed that. What do you do with Starling?
Starling got in his way at the end of the race, and
and he won the race.
yeah, he went up in his face, and
It's like
got
he's
pissed off.
creating enemy after enemy.
Is
So
this
it's
a heat
like
race?
yeah, it's a
it
heat
was
race.
in the second Triple Crown race
Triple Crown. Huh?
when Jason won, and Starling was a lapper and got in Jason's way, and after they crossed the finish line, Jason went up to him, was fucking,
But
Get out
but
of
him
Starling-
on about whatever.
Starling's a veteran of getting lapped.
Yeah.
Like he's in the 18th place guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll be that. But like,
He doesn't even make mains a lot of times.
I mean,
He's been making more mains the last couple years.
yeah, no, he's solid. But
So most likely he didn't mean to. He just thought he was racing a guy.
yeah, but you're creating enemies. Well, he created
yeah.
Barsha.
What you're saying is,
But
He's
yeah, you and Starling ain't buddies, but I mean, what are the odds of you seeing Starling on the track very often?
every main event you race from.
Yeah, but Starling doesn't have the funds to just take someone out as a lapper.
now there's a slim chance
that's
in
my
hell.
point. That's my point that I'm trying to
Well, what
prove to
Austin's
you.
saying is there's a slim chance in hell that
Starling's
Starling
not going to do something like
will
that.
ever take out.
Not he's not going to pull a Bogle where he waits for Barsha to come back around and just goes right.
But what does he have to lose?
He won't.
money?
He won't.
Starling ain't making no money.
Exactly, and if he does that, he gets fined.
He's not okay. So $2,000. He makes the main for $2,000.
I think Bogle got fined like $10,000 for that
No,
shit.
he didn't. No way. No way.
I'm pretty sure he got a fat fine for doing
It
that.
was not $10K. I can tell you that.
Well-
Either way, he won't do that.
No,
Okay,
I don't
but
think that's
you're-
going to be an
okay,
issue.
but imagine like he goes.
I agree with what
he
you're saying,
stalls
like-
it up and like okay, so you got.
I'm not saying
Starling,
Anderson's not
and then
making
you got
friends. but-
Barsha. I mean, like, but he hasn't made friends
Barsha's
anyways.
Barsha is somebody they's got to look out for.
But Barsha's like, you're fucking with the guy that you lap every weekend. Like you lap him every weekend,
Yeah, I
and
don't
you're
know.
like, he's gonna stall you up. I guarantee it. Imagine like Justin Bogle comes up to you or Colton Nichols, you like eat shit, and you're like, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. It
When
depends.
you're
It depends on
18th,
Starling's
you're gonna be
mentality.
Fuck
Like,
it.
it depends on Starling's mentality. If he's not a hothead, he's not going to be. I mean, he's going to be trying to ride his own race. He's not going to be out there waiting on Jason to come around.
Yeah, which is I think what I'm trying to get at is like that's why I think Starling got pissed because he is nowhere near.
I don't even know if Starling was pissed. Jason was pissed and it was
No.
him on Justin. All I saw, like
I
Justin
think
was
he's
just
making
sitting there.
I think he's making a lot of enemies, and you're
Yeah,
like,
he might be.
What the hell are you doing?
But something that I didn't even notice is that Ferrandis quietly got 5th last
No,
weekend.
Fernandez is he's like Chiz.
The
He's
stinky-
always making
the stinky Frenchman. He's quick.
dinky.
He, it's funny. It says his
cheese.
hometown's Tallahassee. But yeah, Ferrandis in 5th, and Plessinger, Barsha, Cianciarulo, Savacci with the top 10. Christian Craig's been underwhelming.
Christian Craig, he's got something going on. So I was talking about this to I think Bruiser last week. He honestly last year in 250s, like you see every year, 250s are about the top 250 guy.
On par with the lap times of the 450s.
They're about 1 second behind 450 or
Yeah.
less, like 1 second or less. And so last year, Christian Craig was easily top 5 450 on his 250
Yeah.
every weekend. And now he's 10th, 11th, 12th, and 450, which puts him like 8th, 9th in 250 class.
Yeah.
And he's riding a
You didn't
450.
give him shit about his fucking
Cutting out
shit.
bogging and shit.
Shit.
And it makes you wonder, like, who knows? Like, we don't know. Is it
Yeah.
the bike? Is it he had a lot of confidence and just kind of slacked off. You never know. Like there's so
I mean,
there's
you go
so
from
many.
you go from lining up against a bunch of dudes you know you're going to beat
Yeah, it could be nerves. Like it could be
to
just,
lining up with 15 dudes that are all fucking shredders.
and you can tell. Like I follow his social media. Like he's pissed. Like he's upset with his results.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is not me. Blah blah blah. But it's like, what is it? Is it his mind?
Yeah. I mean,
Just like mind games.
I don't think.
Let's take.
Think it's the most stacked 450.
I mean, he's got to
But
get.
still, like last year he was on 250 and running faster lap times than he is now.
But that's practice.
So it's mind
That's
games.
Practice time.
Yeah. I mean, so let's
his race lap times.
for him to get into the top 5.
20 minutes before the 450. You can't compare that. That's apples to oranges.
Let's take Tomac out of the equation because he had that crash. But to get into the top 5 from where he's at, he's got to get past Cianciarulo, Barsha, Plessinger, Ferrandis, Joey Savacci. That's a fucking
But
tall
it's still
order.
consistent practice, race, all that. They're all faster than both.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's got a lot of. I mean,
Okay, but
he's
how
got
many-
big steps to climb to get to the top 5 from where he is right now.
How many 250 guys are faster than the 450 guys? One. Mr. Jet Lawrence.
Right now, yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
But
there's
when
only,
you've got two or three guys that are seasoned 250 riders, they're usually on par with the top
In
guys.
3 rounds, Enzo Lopes has been in top 5 450 times.
yeah, but
Yeah.
they're practicing 20 minutes before with not as beat as a track.
Not 20.
No, he's talking about main event times.
No, practice.
Oh, you're
and-
talking about practice.
and heats
It
and
doesn't
mains.
matter. They're
You're talking about
still-
everything.
They're still
Everything.
going before the
But in
450s.
qualifying, they're
that's
not 20
that's
minutes.
not
They're
an
one
uncommon event, though.
The A group is one after the other.
That's
Yeah.
not. That's never been an uncommon event for any of the fastest guys. Say Ryan.
It depends on the track you go to, though. Like
It
some
does-
of them really deteriorate between 250 and 450, and some of them don't.
The top guy in 250 is normally right there.
That's what we're getting at. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not accounting the track and like how deteriorating the track gets. Like, well, you got to realize like the ruts. Like, I mean, groom a track, groom like a pit bike track. Go seriously. Go hit it 15 times. What do those ruts look like? Gnarly, right? And then you got to go do that after that and scrub it. Ain't happening.
I know what you're saying, and I think it depends from track to track how much that's a factor. Because like certain East Coast tracks that are softer and they deteriorate more.
But we've been looking at this the whole time is West Coast. West Coast is still.
I know, but like California just had a fucking 1,000-year flood.
Okay.
And so the
but-
dirt is way different than it normally
Yeah,
is.
but it's still ABC. I mean, it still gets gnarly. I mean,
I think you're fucking.
He's taking the C to Supernal.
Yeah, starting to cut out bog and shit over there on the other side
Ting
of the table.
ting bog bog.
ting, 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 bum. I just like I watched that Peacock like on the practices. And
He
it's like,
watches that.
We-
Peacock.
watched the
Yeah.
Peacock, and it's
We
just like
watched Supercross on the
it
Peacock.
does not look fun when you're in.
No, fuck no. You ever watch?
It
Y'all
is
ever watch
not-
Blair's Breakdown on YouTube?
It does not look fun when you're out there in the last practice.
Go watch. So Daniel Blair's been doing this shit on YouTube where he does Blair's Breakdown and he walks the track and
Yeah, no,
shows you all the
yeah.
different sections. Dude, it's so fucking crazy.
You're
So fucking
dragging
crazy. And then
Peg in the
when we went to,
transitions.
I don't know, did you go out on the track at Daytona last year?
I sure did.
Okay, did you walk? So you know the
Ask Bruiser. He about broke his ankle going through the ruts.
so there's a you remember the long section. So if you're sitting in the stands, like far right of the track,
Yeah.
right. They had that long rhythm right there by the NASCAR track, and you made a left turn, and there's a big jump on to a table,
it
and
was
you jump off.
detrimental.
3 on.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the fucking top of the table where they
Was
were
rutted
jumping
out.
onto it,
Yeah.
all the way across the motherfucker, just straight ruts. And I'm like, holy shit! Imagine launching out of a rutted face,
Yeah, we did.
like 50 feet onto a rutted tabletop that you have to then off of.
Basically, you don't even think about it. You just hammer down and just let it
So
sit.
fucking crazy.
Yeah. Imagine J-Law. He led that thing for.
So speaking of
18
Daytona last year, we were sitting up high for the main event, and so it took us a while to get down. But we're walking across the track, and I remember Bruiser because he had never been down like on a track like that, and he was like, "Holy shit!" I'm like, "Yeah, like look at these ruts.
Yeah.
They're foot deep." He's like, oh my God. And next thing we know, we hear some yelling. And we look up, and this dude has a tough block. In his arms.
Yeah, I remember you telling the story.
Running. He looked like Banfield, just fucking, just running.
Picking up speed.
Eating shit down.
And Bruce was like, holy shit, look at this guy. I'm like, he's gone.
Gone.
And he's running to the infield of the track because there's, hundreds, thousands of people parked in there. He's got this tough block, and nobody's even chasing him, but he's just booking it like the cops are on him. And he took off and was gone with it.
God damn. Well, Mason, we just did another 3 hours.
I like it.
Almost
This is awesome.
3.5.
Sorry, I sound stupid sometimes, but I had a great time. This was fun. It really was. I'm glad that you guys let me come on here and bullshit with you guys. There's obviously y'all are my brothers, so it was a really good time.
Hell yeah.
It's fun. I know we got off topic, but that's what we do when you're with me.
It's all good. Yeah. And at the when the state races start firing up, if you want to come out and do commentary with us, you're more than welcome.
Well, I won't drink any beer while I'm doing commentary. I can tell you that.
Keep it a little tighter.
Shit, boy.
Broadcasting that shit out to the masses. Yep. All right, everybody.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all hanging out for another one.
Love y'all.
Episode 23, we out.
Hey, one love.
Pit racing, boy. God, dog.